Welcome back, people. It is episode 3 of season 5 of the Taxi Squad podcast. Before we get into this lovely episode, Ficus Mike returns. Subscribe and also share, follow, and listen wherever you get your podcasts. We got a fair amount to get into today. We got strange and unusual topics about stalkers. We also have some college football review and where and how we would like to coach football. It's a can't miss this week. And we'll also see the fate of Vince's Fighting Irish. We have some NBA talk, why LeBron may just be the king of nepotism, and NFL coaching carousel, our playoff divisional picks, and the wild card review. It's the Taxi Squad podcast.
Come on, everybody, celebrate. The Taxi Squad is here today. So lose the blues, kick back and relax for now. They talk about sports and stupid stuff. They're probably wrong and it might get rough. So welcome back, it's the Taxi Squad, yeah.
Vincenzo, Mr. Boombots, Vinny Bag. How you doing?
Vinny Bag. Smoking on that Vinny pack. Dude, I'm good. I'm chilling. It's cold. It's 8 degrees in Chicago today.
Ooh.
But it's fine because hopefully, fingers crossed, knock on wood, all the things. By the time this show comes on next week, we may have the first Taxi Squad champion. And that would be sweet, wouldn't it?
I mean, it really would be for you. And I'm praying it goes
for
that
us,
way.
Buddy. Think about that. First Taxi Squad champion?
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm not confident it'll go that way. But I'm saying that would be sweet. Listen, you play a full year, right? To get the chance at doing this. And then any given Saturday or Monday, anything could happen in one game.
Yeah.
You go through a whole season of expectations and anything could happen in one game. So
It's true.
you play a full season to get the opportunity to do this. And goddamn it, one of us are here. And I'll take it.
Yeah. You know, Mike just chooses sadness. Vince has his one typical Midwest. This is what you lean on when the going gets tough. Because you got nothing else to lean on.
Yeah.
Just in your therapy session after baseball season, after football season, and the only thing you could say is, well, you know, at least we got Notre Dame in the playoffs, and we're just hoping for the best. And now they're in the Natty. Now they're in the Natty.
We're not even in the playoffs, bud.
Playoffs.
Playoffs. We're in the goddamn national championship, bud.
You're in the national championship, Vince.
And all of you fucking haters, I'm looking at you, mostly my friend Nick, getting mad at me for not going to Notre Dame. Bitch.
Yeah, Nick.
Bitch. I'm not a Notre Dame sports fan completely. I'm a football Notre Dame fan. Bitch.
Nick.
You're allowed to be a fan of a team that you didn't go to that school, especially if your school didn't have a football team. Bitch.
Nick, bitch.
Okay? So I don't want to hear it. All right? I like Notre Dame.
Bitch.
Get out of here. Put my hater blockers on.
I'm assuming this is the same Nick that leaves us all the creepy voicemails, yes?
Yep. Yeah, one of my best friends in the world. I love him.
Don't listen to that guy. He's a serial killer.
I love him. Not a serial killer.
He collects his toenails. I'm telling you.
Well, no, that's good because then you could donate them to kids in need. That is bad.
That's horrible.
You know, this is the first week that we've ever had where we have a Taxi Squad winner.
Vince, it very well could be, you know, and by the time Monday rolls around, right?
Tuesday.
It's going to be
games on Monday, so.
Games on Monday. Yeah, games on Monday.
Well, by the time Tuesday comes around, we could have a championship.
It's going to be an awesome Tuesday. It's going to be a terrific Tuesday.
I hope.
Right?
It's going to be a double T regardless.
It's going to be a titty. I mean,
it's going to be
double T.
It's going to be a terrific or a terrible Tuesday. One of those is going to happen.
Terrible twos, right? That's what most people say who have children. It's the terrible twos. So we're not hoping for the terrible Tuesday. We're hoping for the terrific Tuesday. which will then make it a great rest of the week. But it won't be a great rest of the week for this guy because I have to be at a work conference in
Ha
purple
ha.
Mike attire, which I'm not looking for.
On Monday.
Starting on Tuesday.
Good. You're not going to miss the game,
no.
I was going to say.
No, I'm not going to miss the game, but I'm leaving for Las Vegas on Friday because little bro-in-law, little Rye guy, wants to go to Las Vegas for his 21st birthday.
Danger.
So dangerous. Get to see some family while I'm at it, though. So I get to see nephew and go do Uncle Mike stuff in the process. So I'm not too upset about it. Right?
Good.
All in all, we'll be tuned in, locked in, ready to watch, ready to rock.
Yep.
And we're gonna see what the outcome of all these things are. Hopefully nothing, in quote, strange or unusual happens, Vince.
Only in the positive way, Mike. But I like that segue.
Yes. You have one this week.
I have one. So Notre Dame is notorious for being catfished, right? Notre Dame player, Manti Te'o.
Well, let's be more specific. Manti Te'o is far more conducive of being catfished.
Are
Just
you?
saying.
Then who?
Notre Dame.
Yeah, but he was on Notre Dame when it happened. He got catfished.
I mean, you can't blame the program for the shortcomings of this kind.
That's
Hawaiian
what I say about
boy.
when people talk about the Catholics. You're like, what do you want? What do you want South Bend, Indiana to do? All right, good. I'm glad you said that.
I mean, you can't. I mean, that's an entire religion in archdiocese that they also fund heavily. So,
Jubilee
I mean, you kind of, they open doors and stuff.
They open doors.
We talked about that a couple weeks ago. They opened. Who knew St. Peter had a tomb? First and foremost, okay, before we even get into this, who knew he had a tomb? I didn't know he had a fucking tomb. Okay, so then they opened a tomb.
I would have assumed he got a tomb.
I mean, I'm just saying, I didn't know these people. I think tomb, I think
got
Egyptians.
A tomb, dude.
I mean, think about it. You think tomb, you think Egyptians, right? You don't think Catholics.
Tomb, you can't assume. You can't assume tomb. You can't do that.
You can't assume the tomb, Vince.
You can't do it.
So with that, right? St. Peter has a fucking tomb. Underneath St. Peter is Satan. I mean, who would have thought that this is even possible? Not this guy.
Not
Lucifer is buried underneath the saint.
Peter?
Yeah.
Hardly know her.
And not like Peter, but like Peter.
Like Peter.
He was a saint.
Yeah.
He was a saint, not Peter Griffin, but St. Peter.
Never assume the tombs under Peter. That's what I'm saying.
Never assume the tombs of the archdiocese.
Regardless, a former USC player and current Chicago Bears player also got catfished in a much different way.
Really?
This week.
Is he out now? Is he fully out now?
He's out. He's out now.
Caleb
Williams got catfished this week.
Our zesty king. Did Cat Williams catfish him?
It wasn't Cat Williams. It was assumingly teens of some sort or young 20s. They got a hold of Caleb Williams' phone, and they texted him saying, "Hi, this is Ben Johnson. I'm the new coach for the Bears, blah, blah, blah." I thought it was a bunch of bull gunk. You know, I thought it was a bunch of BS.
Some bull junk.
Today on the 33rd player or whatever the hell the name of that is with the St. Brown brothers, today, Caleb Williams essentially admitted, like, yeah, I got catfished hard. He said he's gotten texts in the past that were like that. They typed it out very professionally. He thought that Ben Johnson was texting him. And now his number, he had to change his number because his number got sent all over the internet after that happened. Granted, he didn't say anything like bad or anything. It was like what you expect somebody to reply to a coach. But yeah, let the team tell you first, probably.
Could you only imagine if like he would have texted like, I don't know, like, oh fuck, thanks, bro.
You?
Or like I don't know. Like,
well, no,
what if Caleb would have texted, oh shit, I did it. Son of a gun.
Reading between the tea leaves today.
It's not gonna happen. We'll get
I
there.
well,
Don't bury anything. I have a whole game around this for you
I
today.
I think it might, but regardless, it seems like he does like want him. They were giving each other some sassy back talk, him and Amon Ra back and forth. Seems like he wants him, so I would want him too. But yeah, Caleb Williams confirmed before answering. I guess he texted Amon Ra, is like, please send me Ben Johnson's number. And Amon Ra's like, fuck you. You don't want. He was like, he had to get ready for some shit, didn't answer it, and came back and he's like, oh, that's why he wanted to know, because it went all over Twitter. He's like, fuck, I should have sent it to him. So,
Well, him and
whoopsies.
Amon Ra are both USC alum. Amon
yeah.
Ra, as everybody knows, I bled on this, like, bled on that cross for Amon Ra St. Brown coming out of USC.
Jubilee.
Criminally underrated coming out of that program. Granted, he had Keaton Slovis throwing him the football.
True.
But
And what was Clay Helton?
I've always said it. Clay Helton.
Ugh. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
not
didn't
great.
realize this. The St. Brown brothers are literally our college rivalry.
Yeah.
I didn't know that EQ went to Notre Dame. I forgot about that.
I also read that their father, John Brown,
Yeah, not St. Brown,
put-
just John Brown.
his literal name is John Brown.
Yeah,
And he said he put Saint in front of his children's last name
yeah.
because he claimed it thought it would look better on a jersey. And he
Yeah,
knew his children
right.
were going to play in the NFL one day.
He's right. He also named him after gods.
Yeah.
Amon Ra is like the sun god or something like that.
Yeah,
like,
and
that's literally.
Aquilinius is some other thing. Do you know both of them are bilingual in German and English?
Didn't know that.
Yeah, their mother's from Germany. Their father used to compete professionally in bodybuilding.
Yeah, there's a lot of big bodybuilding Germans out there and like Swedish dudes.
Oh yeah.
Also, Caleb Williams' middle name, his dad wanted it to be Superman, and his mom said
What?
no.
What's his middle name?
It's something with an S because he's CSM, I think. But yeah, or CSW. But
Okay.
yeah, would have been funny if his middle name was Superman, though. I kind of wish that would have happened. But
That would have been
whatever.
insane if we
He
would have had a
would've-
QB by the name of Superman.
He would have just called himself that.
I got a couple clips of the pod, and essentially they asked him what type of coach he would prefer.
Yeah, he said
And this
exactly
comes
what the
to no
Bears have been saying.
surprise. Yeah, an offensive coach.
A guy, well,
So,
that and
you-
a guy that's going to keep him honest and be a leader of men. All of which Eberflus was clearly not, and we knew that from the get-go. So
Good old Everflush. Oh, we got time for that. So let's cork that, as some would say in the corporate world,
Pop
or
a cork
table
in it.
that.
yeah,
Let's table that. We're going to circle back
Circle
to that
back,
and look
yeah.
at it from a 30,000-foot lens.
yeah.
So as we move forward into the next strange and unusual topic, we get oddly sexual, oddly
Guilty
stalky,
as charged.
oddly goofy and strange.
Yeah.
So it was
Also,
reported
a little
as
scary. Pretty scary.
little scary.
Don't
By
be
the time you're
fucking
hearing
weird.
this,
Don't be fucking weird.
don't be bitch Nick
Bitch.
on the call-in. Don't be that guy, right?
Don't be freak.
Don't be freaky unless you're in the sheets. You know what I'm saying?
Ayo.
J-Rock, Hort, Rock Pile.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Okay.
Rock. Shout out to Trailer Park Boys. But speaking of the trailer park, this kind young gentleman charged with stalking Caitlin Clark
Old man.
went from Texas to Indiana on a
Yeah.
whim to stalk Caitlin Clark. And not only that, was stalking her on X/Twitter, saying oddly sexual remarks like, do you want to kiss? Are you a kisser? And would you like to kiss his you know what? And
Ding-a-ling-a-ling.
he also asked if she was into the sex. And I quote,
What? Hey, are you into sex?
are you into the sex?
Maybe.
Just out of
Maybe
morbid
I should start
curiosity, you
doing
into
that.
the sex?
Hey, do you fuck with fucking? Are you sexy on sex?
That Vince, that's how you got to find her. You know,
guess
maybe
so.
maybe for one night and not forever.
Do you like to have
But-
sex? Yes, obviously.
Hi, man.
What do you mean?
Do you like to see a Pashad up close? If so,
Well,
I'm
that-
the guy for you.
That might be a whole different thing, though. I mean, it's I will always land on the penises up close are scary. That's a
Like,
scary.
I mean, the
thing.
mushroom
Ah,
cap alone, right?
Ugh.
I mean, you add you add one of these, it could get really scary.
A
right?
bush?
A bush. Ficus Mike returns.
Yeah.
Ficus Mike returns.
Well,
I repeat.
welcome back,
But
Ficus.
Ficus Mike. But all
Fike
in all,
stash.
don't stalk people.
Yep.
He was acquitted, not acquitted for his crime, but now charged with that crime. And the internet doesn't forget anything.
Mm-mm.
Former ESPN analyst Jamel Hill wrote
Wait,
on X.
you didn't say the best part though.
What?
Him walking into court and sits down, leans back,
Yes.
says guilty as charged. And they're like, "This isn't even your like." He's
They're
like,
like,
"You're
sir,
not even
this is
supposed to
your
plead."
arraignment.
Yeah.
You can't. That's not how court works. He's like, I'm guilty. Fuck it. I'm not
He's just
leaving.
guilty as charged. And I'm like, yo, what the fuck?
And then I guess the series of questions after that, thank you so much for reminding me, by the way,
Yeah.
was, sir, do you have mental health issues? And he was just like, yep, when I go off my meds, crazy shit happens.
Clearly.
And the judge was like, all right, well, we'll need to evaluate him. It kind of seems like he's homeless, but maybe he's not homeless.
Yeah.
Because
or
usually
just,
the only reason you want to go to jail is because you're homeless.
he's also like untethered, it feels. He may not be homeless, but he may be like wacky.
The tweets were rapid fire.
Yeah.
They were like 40 in 2 days. And basically he said, I see you love to go to Butler games. I'm buying tickets to the Butler game. I'm on my way. I'm going to be sitting right behind the bench. Like all this crazy shit. He
Freak.
I don't even want to say his name. It's just weird.
I don't even know it, and I don't
roses.
want to know it. Yeah. Don't be a stalker.
Don't be a
Anyway.
stalker, and don't be Jamel Hill,
Yeah.
who tried to make this a race thing
I
immediately. I'm so sick of this one.
And I think a lot of people are this way too. I have written her off for years. Like, there
I agree.
are issues sometimes. Everything she tweets is
Everything.
it's always
Just-
like, this is the case, but like, this happens to black people more, so she shouldn't even care. Like, it doesn't make any sense. She made it something that it wasn't, and she does it all of the time. I think people are sick of it. I think that's why she doesn't have a job in like major media anymore, because she used to all the time. It's so dumb. It's so dumb. I hate it.
It's like crying shit wolf. You can only cry shit wolf so many times before people start just not believing you.
Right.
Right? You don't ever cry shit wolf, and don't
And
be
her
Jamel
tweet
Hill.
didn't make any fucking sense.
Read the tweet.
Okay. I don't like to play the oppression Olympics, but had CC, Caitlin Clark, had to delete her social media accounts, ? No, but her teammate Aaliyah Boston did. Caitlin Clark has given out a few hard shots herself, talked trash, jawed at the refs, and yet anytime she is subjected to physical play, a hard foul, or trash talk, opposing players are absolutely villainized. She is not constantly subjected to racial slurs, and whatever hate she does experience, she is not told to toughen up or that her feelings don't matter. She is not subjected to both sides-ism, nor are people trying to justify any hatred against her. This is about a guy that's stalking her. And
What
people
the
being
fuck
like,
does that have to
"Stalking's
do with
bad."
the guy stalking her?
She clearly was like, oh, wait, this doesn't even make sense to anything that's going on. So she deleted it, but you can't delete anything on Twitter because people already screenshotted
Because
it.
the internet exists. It's gonna live forever.
And everybody from all walks of life under it is like, what? And then the other half is like, I stopped listening to her years ago. So that's kind of where I am. I'm like, yeah, like, I don't like to play what did she say? I don't like to play the oppression Olympics. You kind of do, unfortunately.
Like you kind of do. You
And
just
again,
said you did, so you do.
There are plenty of issues that people could talk about, but this one doesn't pertain to anything. It doesn't make any sense. Like, why is her issue with the stalker have anything to do with Aaliyah Boston having to delete her Twitter? Like, what is this?
Like, what if the stalker wasn't a Caucasian male, right? I mean, usually stalkers are because, Dahmer. But it's just
it's like
one
pedophiles.
of those scenarios.
Generally white dudes.
What is the problem with this whole thing?
I don't know. Freaky ass white dudes.
So I did watch the Jerry Springer documentary last night, talking about strange and unusual things.
Yep.
Do you realize that they called it the Springer Triangle of the people that would come on the show and where they hailed from. Literally, if you drew a triangle from the top of Indiana to the bottom of Georgia and back up, that was literally where they found all their guests.
I believe that.
Yes. And
Rural.
Southern Illinois, I mean, which
Yeah.
is of no surprise to anybody. But
Yeah. Jerry Springer found some of the rarest and wildest people. Now, too, come to the end of it, like there were plenty of actors trying to get on Jerry Springer. Plenty
of course.
But yeah, I mean, that was what a time. Any sports fans that want a Jerry Springer on here and start throwing off wild takes, you just go ahead and slide into the DMs and we'll get you on here. I promise.
No,
you
we
that.
need to know what we need to find, Vince. We need to find that mother who thought her kid was the reincarnation of Lou Gehrig. Do you remember this?
No.
This happened like 10 years ago. Some lady thought her son was the true reincarnation of Lou Gehrig
What
because
the
when
hell?
she would show him pictures of the 1920 Yankees, he would say, "Oh, I didn't like that guy," and point to Babe Ruth because Babe Ruth and Lou Gehrig didn't like each other.
What the
And
hell?
say that and she would go, "What do you mean?" Be like, "Oh, he was mean to me." And he'd be like, "I knew that guy. I knew that guy." It's just like, shut the fuck up. Okay, once again, back to the crazy Caucasians. Stop drinking whatever you're drinking or smoking whatever you're smoking. Okay, just please stop because it's only our subgenre of people who are usually in the news for this type of shit.
Yeah, this thread is very funny on Reddit right now where all the real news comes out, Reddit, always the
Yeah,
most
Reddit,
trustworthy
Reddit's
place to go.
completely real news.
Some
Absolutely.
guy's like, I'm the reincarnation of Ty Cobb and I can prove it. He died on July 17th. I was born on July 17th. Okay. All right, man. Yeah, what a lunatic. Agreed. This kid's in for a rude awakening. Agreed. Yeah, this is everybody under that's like, I'm the reincarnation of Lee Smith. Oh my God, that's me. I'm Wade Boggs. It's like he's not even dead, dude.
And yeah, didn't he have the same birthday as Lou Gehrig?
I don't
And
know.
like
It's so
just the
dumb.
stretches that people go to try and make their kid extra special, I tell you. But yeah, people like that. If you're listening to this, we would love to have you on the podcast. If you believe that you were a reincarnated football player, baseball player, basketball player, right?
DM.
Come on the show. We'd love to hear from you.
And if you don't want to come on the show and you just want to leave a voicemail, you can just leave that right here. Right at this number right there.
Leave it at the number if you're on the
You
YouTube.
see that up there? You see that up there? Right there?
See that number?
Right above our
You want-
heads right there? You see that?
See that? See that? Vince, you want to tell him? You want to tell him?
Oh yeah. If you want to do it if you're on Spotify, and I just completely wasted time there to figure out what the number was again.
We always forget the
312.
number.
725-2107. Again, 312-725-2107. Give us your take. Give us your best Springer take. Tell us where we're wrong. Tell us where we're right. Sound like a insane psychopath like Nick does? I guess if you want to. It's your call.
Yeah.
It's literally your
Do it.
call, pun intended.
Yeah. See what we did there? All right.
I said on that.
Well, strange and unusual topics were fun. Why don't we get to the most important things and important topics of today's episode? And that is the college football semifinals occurred, Vince.
Yep.
And
what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do?
We have crowned our winners, and we have a Notre Dame Ohio State.
What are you gonna do? NIU, so far away, dude. Who would have thought, after that happened, all was over. I already called the season a failure. Now it's one game. Now it's Uno games.
Look at you, Vince. Look at you, Vince. You're a jubilee little boy over there.
What are you going to do? You can't do anything.
Hey,
what
man.
What do you want me to do?
Hey, you totally wrote off your team. I would love to go back in just the dialogue of the NIU loss and just see all the things that you were like catastrophizing. Just fuck it, they're done.
I was like,
this is it.
One more
they're gonna
loss.
need to win out.
Yeah.
And they won out.
One more loss. What are you gonna one more loss, we're screwed. There's
You
a
were
couple
looking at the
teams that were.
schedule like, well, we lost in a fucking way. We beat
Everybody's
Army.
better than NIU. We're fucked. And then we haven't lost a game since. What are you gonna do? You're gonna do nothing. You're just gonna watch. You're just gonna appreciate.
You're an excited little guy.
I was out at the bars watching this game.
What ba?
I was
What ba?
I started at my friend Zach's house. We went over to Lottie's,
All right.
Chicago
all right.
staple Lottie's. Yeah, you called me. I'm like, I can't hear you, but we're going to the Natty.
I was like, I don't even know these people. I was
yeah.
leaving a work conference.
Yeah, I got plenty of people around me, you know.
Of course you do. Run for mayor.
End of the game. Well, here, let's just break it down, okay? Orange Bowl.
Oh, let's break it down. Let's break down the Orange Bowl before we break down any bowl.
There was a lot of back and forth. The beginning of the game didn't go great for Notre Dame. They seemingly can't score the whole first half. Penn State, second half, they start running the ball, they start throwing the ball. You're like, okay, Drew Allo looks pretty good right now. Red zone defense, baby. Red zone defense for Notre Dame is nails, dude. Obviously, we're gonna win and lose by the defensive stance over the offensive stance. Clearly, Singleton, very good running back, puts in 3 tutties. Second half, go in, tie the game when you get the ball back. And then in the fourth quarter, it was anybody's ball game. Score, 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 score. Like literally over half the points happened in the fourth quarter of this game. Get to the end of the game. Riley Leonard, not the best game he's ever had. 2 INTs. You know, he's throwing the ball around, not going too great. We got to stretch the field. Turn over the ball. You punt it. You're like, fuck. Penn State runs down the field. Interception, not an interception. DPI, clear DPI, clear DPI. You're like, oh, fuck. Penn State scores. You're like, oh, no. Come back around. Riley Leonard throws the ball to Jaden Greathouse. Wide open. Still don't know how that happened. He made one guy fall on his ass off of the line of scrimmage. Wide open. Goes down. Jukes another guy out. Falls on his ass. Touchdown Notre Dame. Tie game. Ball comes back in. Drew Aller. Interception. Dive. Right under it. Just cradle that ball in there. The captain, Derek Jeter, a.k.a. Miss Jeter, comes in, kicks the ball, seemingly wasn't going in. Just kidding. Read the wind perfectly. Goes in. Notre Dame wins the game.
It took a hard right, then clip back in, right? I was like, for a second there, Jeter boy, I was like, oh, boy.
He was bad in the regular season this year.
Regular season, but they did claim that he'd been dealing with hamstring issues all year, and that his dad, the chiropractor, got him straight. No pun intended. So with that, Drew Aller, Riley Leonard. To me, this is the tail of the tape. Regardless of the 2 interceptions that Riley Leonard threw, when it counted the most, he showed up. Yep. Which a lot of people say he's a one-trick pony. He can only throw or he can only run as opposed to throw.
Josh Allen with no arm. I've been saying it for
kind
weeks.
of. But he still made the throws that he needed to make when it counted the most. And this Jaden Greathouse, what an amazing name.
Awesome.
Greathouse is your last name? I want that last name.
We're first team college football in names on the team.
Greathouse.
Jeremiah Love is also a great name for a football player.
Couldn't even come up with Greathouse in NCAA.
I know.
The game couldn't even come up with that name. There was a couple, although I have been playing just to keep the lore up, keep yourself interested. There was a lot of awesomes in the game, by the way.
Yeah.
So a lot of last names of awesome. And usually I try and recruit those guys because if their last name's awesome, they have to be awesome.
They have to be awesome. Clearly.
That's the play. Just like if you saw Greathouse, if you saw Jaden Greathouse, like I'm recruiting him. I'm sending the house to Jaden Greathouse.
He grew up in a great house.
Yeah.
Right. I'm saying that.
All right. Well, with all that, Drew Aller didn't show up.
Steve Angeli, dude, who's probably going to be the starter for Notre Dame last year. Yeah. Italian sub, dude. He's an Italian sub. He's Italian.
Do you realize
he's a substitute.
I caught up with this gentleman at the trade show I was at, and he was a huge Notre Dame fan, former Chicago guy, gentleman by the name of Bill. And I was saying that Notre Dame, no, not Bill Nye.
Oh, okay.
Bill is a huge Notre Dame fan, so much so that he knows all of the red shirts and all of the up and coming QBs in your program, you basically have like 3 5-stars waiting in the
Oh, yeah.
wings
Yep.
to be the QB. And I was saying, I wouldn't be surprised if there was
And
like
an incoming prospect. Already got a 5-star quarterback coming out of high school right now. So, yeah.
So a lot of people are speculating, Colin Coward, that people are going to transfer there to play quarterback, but I don't think that's going to happen.
I don't
because
think, yeah. And also, Freeman said, like, we're not going to get another transfer. Steven Jelly's going to come in and play. 6 for 7. His biggest thing is pocket presence is a 0 right now. Clearly, I mean, fumble out of the pocket, pretty brutal.
The young boy.
I want to
Young
say he's
guy?
a junior. I want to say
Okay.
he is, but not a lot of starting experience. Clearly, because of the beauty of Sam Hartman before Riley Leonard here. He has a fucking piss missile on his arm, and that's kind of what I do want to see him air it out a little bit. It's worked well on the ground clearly this year. We're in the national championship in case anybody's wondering. Didn't know if you heard that. But yeah, I think we're pretty set on quarterback. But hey, I'll take it. If Arch Manning wants to come, he can. I'm not going to say no to that.
Drew Aller, what was so interesting, and I felt so bad for him watching that post-game press conference, and I just think to myself, he's 20.
He's a
Like,
baby boy in a
he-
man's
he's-
body.
He looks like a kid. And you got to sit up there after you're emotional, you're all these things, and you got to talk to media
Yeah.
and be like, why did you suck? And he's like, I tried to throw it at his feet and it didn't work. But I mean, you can't throw for 135 yards, 0 touchdowns, and 1 pick and expect
Not
you're
as
gonna win a semifinal
one of the best
playoff
quarterbacks
game.
in college football. You can't do that.
No. And he's a young man. Junior year is his first year as a starter. He'll come back next year. I think the Nittany Lions now have like 5 returning starters on offense. So
Yeah.
they're going to be just fine. They're losing the monster Gronk Jr. to the draft,
Yeah,
and then
Tyler
that
Warren.
defensive end. Yeah, they all look like
Jalen
somebody.
Reed? Is that
Who?
him? Oh, Abdul Carter. Excuse me. Abdul Carter
Abdul Carter.
is so good, dude. Oh my
He's
God.
very good.
What a
Very good.
terror. What a terror, dude. If he's not top
What's
5,
so-
that's crazy.
What's so insane to me is like Penn State's becoming this low-key off-ball linebacker rusher you.
Yeah, like
Because
edge rusher. Yeah.
Just like Micah Parsons, LeVar Arrington, and now this kid.
Abdul
And no
Carter
one's
is Micah Parsons reincarnate.
pretty much looks it.
It's terrifying. I like half the game I was just watching him come off the line. I'm like, please block him, please block him, please block him.
It's like
it was-
if the Bears draft him, I will not be
He's
upset.
not going to
If
be
he fa-
available.
Damn
No
it.
shot. He's going to be top 5, dude. He's probably going to be the
No.
first defensive player off the board.
Get an offensive lineman. Just draft
Yeah.
all offensive linemen. Just
Yeah.
if I was going to sim to every pick, just be like top offensive lineman. Boom. Top offensive
Also,
lineman. Boom.
Jeremiah Love with a tendon knee. And by that, I mean essentially broken. They put a brace on it. That his touchdown, and I'm sure you've seen the replay a million times over at this point. This game was like a fucking week ago. His touchdown on his ankle brace, essentially getting pushed behind the line of scrimmage and then just diving in for the touchdown.
All balls.
If
Gotta
they
love it.
win this game on Monday, knock on wood, please, hope to God, we'll get to in a second. That will be on the DVD. That will be on the tape. That'll be on the video after they win.
The
You know how they-
DVD.
You know
the
how they
DVD.
do that? I know that's a term. That's
Yeah.
a term. That's a term people do. It's on the World Series DVD. That's what it's going to be on.
I bought that for when the White Sox won.
Yeah.
I bought that DVD.
It's good. It'll be hey, the White Sox have never won a World Series, or they've never won a playoff series in a year that the Stanley Cup was awarded.
Really?
Yeah, the Spanish flu happened in 2005. The NHL season got cut short. They never gave a Stanley Cup out in 2005.
Huh.
And the last time they won a playoff series was 1919.
Well, no, 2005.
I know, but the Spanish flu happened that season. So before that, it was
Oh.
so they
I thought
never,
you said 2000, 1919. Okay, got it,
Yeah,
got it,
so
got
they
it. I
never
see what
gave
you're
out a
picking up.
Stanley
I'm picking
Cup.
up what you're putting down.
anytime they give out a Stanley Cup, the White Sox are doomed to lose the playoff series.
Well, they always give out a Stanley Cup. In 2005, they gave it out too. Why? Spanish flu again?
They canceled it. That was what I'm saying. That's in
I thought you were talking
2005.
about 1919.
No, that was the last time. They didn't have a Stanley Cup in 1919.
Oh,
dude.
all right.
I
I'm all
know.
right.
Picking
I'm
up what
seeing
I'm
through the
putting
tea leaves
down.
now, just like our cover. I'm seeing through the tea leaves.
More you know.
All right. So we accurately predicted that game. Now
What a stressor.
let's accurately predict Ohio State and Texas, which we both did.
Yeah, but fucking Quinn, dude. Can't do
He,
that.
he- Vince texted me. I wasn't even watching the fourth quarter because I pretty much was like, yeah,
Can't
Ohio
do
State's kind
that.
of got this on lock.
They
They
didn't
got out.
though. It was
They got out
close.
early. It was close in the beginning,
Sort
but
of. It was tied going into the fourth quarter, Michael.
yes, but I left to go Selly, my bro-in-law. Shout out to the B.
Yeah.
And with that, I was like, yeah, they got this on lock, and we'll just watch
Texas
the rest
could
of
have
the
won
bye.
that game. Quinn Ewers, you have to get rid of
And
the ball.
shot himself.
You
in the
can't
foot.
run around and get chased around for fucking 10 minutes and then throw the ball or fumble the ball right into somebody's arms. You just can't do that to end the game. I've never seen a man's draft stock drop so quickly. So
Well,
quickly.
I mean, listen,
He was
Texas
top
shut
5
down.
for like half the year.
Texas knew what they were doing in bracketing Jeremiah Smith and keeping that talent at a minimum and not doing as much as they could there. I agree. One of the biggest fallers over the past 2 years of any quarterback class I've ever seen is Quinn Ewers. Everybody's like, oh, he's Jay Cutler. He's the next one. He's it. He's that. He has proven over time to just kind of be very Kirk Cousins.
Bad
Not saying Kirk Cousins is
decisions.
bad.
Just bad decisions.
Pro style offense works well in a system. Don't get me wrong, but I get a lot of Mac Jones from him.
Yeah,
It's, as the kids would say, it's giving Mac Jones.
I see it.
Hello, fellow youths. So with that, it's giving Mac Jones or Kirk Cousins, which they're very similar. One was far more successful. But Quinn Ewers now basically said he's going to the draft, which we'll talk about. But this game was close, but you can't have a strip sack for a touchdown, which comes out that the
Oh,
strip sack for the touchdown was his former roommate when he was at Ohio State. Jack
I didn't know
Sawyer
that.
is his
Damn.
former roommate, strip sacks him 80 yards to the house. And what's even funnier about that is that Texas was knocking on the door to tie the game.
That's what I'm saying.
then-
Like they almost tied that game. And it went from we're 5 yards from tying the game to now we're down 2 touchdowns and it's over. He put that shit on ice quick. If he's your star player, you got to do that properly. And he didn't. They couldn't run the ball. Defense is really good. But, I mean, for as much as Will Howard is good, Will Howard made mistakes at the worst time of the game. And Texas should have taken advantage of that. But instead of that, Quinn Ewers fucked up. You can't do that, especially at that point. Another point, Steve Sarkisian, he's so good at losing. He looks so good when he loses. Like, he loses and you're like, he was supposed to. It's kind of like James Franklin. You're like, he was supposed to.
Did he eat a booger after
He didn't eat a
lost? Did
booger,
he
as
get
far
in
as
there
I
and
saw.
just, like,
Yeah. Granted, I was at Kincaid's at that time, so.
You were at a bar. You also
yeah,
at a bar.
Yeah, it's an old DePaul bar. Don't need to go back there ever again, honestly.
Did you see a lot of familiar faces? No.
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 No. It was,
Did you just feel old?
Yeah, and I was like, I've been here too much. Like when I was younger, I don't need this anymore. And then we went to
like
Gracie O'Malley's in Wicker Park. What a spot! What a spot!
It's like Bandito Barney's. Like whenever you go back to that place, you just kind of feel skeevy.
Well, yeah,
And then
Bandito
it's
Barney's. You see people that you literally went to high school with, and you're like, you're 30 and still here, buddy. Like, come on.
Well, yeah, because like that's no, you can't play that game.
No,
It's a danger. It's a slippery slope at that stage of the game, and don't go there. Right?
don't do that. Just for
mean-
anybody listening to this, anybody's home bar, like you got to stop going at some point.
Like a good dive, a rando dive, good time.
Yeah,
Love a good rando dive, right?
or like a sports bar that's made for adults. Go to that.
Or, for example, went to the most shit kickery thing ever on Friday, Buffalo Chip, which they have a bull riding event there that you pay to get into. That
Did you
goes
get on?
every no,
Why?
but it's because it's like you watch the bull riders ride the
Why'd you get
fucking
on, dude?
real life bull. Because I'm not a psycho.
Pussy. pussy.
and I'm not pretending to be a
He's
cowboy.
a puss. Oh, is it because you're broken hot? Is it because you're broken hot, Mike?
Why
You fucked
why
up
would I have a
peck.
broken?
You
No,
fucked up peck, Mike. You're broken hot, dude. Is that
no,
why
my
it's
hat's
happening?
not broken.
Your heart's broken, dude. You broke your
My
heart
hat
last
isn't
week.
broken.
Now you can't
It's
even
just-
ride a bull because you got a broken heart, dude. I know how this is. Look
No,
at this
because I'm
guy,
not
dude.
pretending to be fucking Rip
Unbelievable,
on
dude.
Yellowstone.
Dude.
Which how many white kids out here are from
I'll give you
Scottsdale
7
and
days
wearing
before you get a cowboy
hats?
hat.
Like,
I'm
just
waiting
get
for
the
you to
fuck
get
out
one.
of here.
You're gonna
No,
get one. Yeah, you are.
I will. No, I refuse.
I swear to Christ, the day
if
that
I
it
get
happens,
a cowboy hat,
you
just-
will.
You're allowed to punch me square in the dick.
You're gonna be wearing those
I-
boot cut
if I-
jeans that make your booty cheeks look good. You're gonna wear little boots, and then you're gonna
No.
have a cowboy hat and be like, "It's fancy to meet y'all here. How you doing? You ever listen to the Taxi Squad podcast? I got a broken heart." This fucking guy. Who brought him, dude?
Okay. So such a chooch.
This
All right.
fucking
So
guy.
with this, we have a national title. So Vince, I have a couple questions.
Okay.
Neutral site. We got a Monday night game.
Yep.
This is by far the battle of the Midwest, as we discussed. Can be a battle of the Midwest. Who do you got? Why do you got him? What are we doing? What's happening here? What are your keys to the game?
I'm obviously taking Notre Dame.
No way.
Obviously. You can't, if your team makes it here, they're going to win it. You can't think any other ways. I think this is a difficult game. I know for a fact, I think Notre Dame, right after the game, I checked the odds right away, and I think it was like 9.5. I think the spread was. Plus 310, Notre Dame money line, something like that.
Really?
Yeah. Right after the game ended. I almost took it because I was like, Jesus, that's really high. Ohio State's offense is clearly better. There are more like game-changing, play-making guys on Ohio State's offense than any team we played all year. I believe in this defense more than any other Notre Dame defense I've ever seen. I mean, our defensive backs, even banged up, look great. Like, best freshman D-back in the whole entire country. Xavier Watts is a fucking monster. He's going to get drafted this year. Like, even like our like top cornerback got injured with a hamstring in the beginning of the year and he's not playing. Like, our defense should technically be better. But they've been killing it. Marcus Freeman, I goddamn believe in him. The Bears, leave him alone. I believe in Marcus Freeman.
Don't you touch
him.
our guy.
Riley Leonard has shown that he's not going to make a bad choice when the game's on the line. My worry is the pass rushers for Ohio State looked really good against Texas. We have a young offensive line that's good, but they're young. So they need to take care of them. Obviously, Abdul Carter, like, showed some weakness, which isn't great. So saving grace is Riley Leonard can evade those guys. There's no way it's not going to be a close game. People are saying Ohio State's going to beat them by 2 touchdowns. I say fucking mishmash with that. But, you know, if Notre Dame wins, it's a Mitch Jeter walk-off again, honestly. So 3 points either way, but I'm taking Notre Dame.
So, I think this is the pick that everybody's been waiting for out of
Wait, we already know what you're going to do.
What am I going to do?
You're going to take Ohio State, obviously. You're probably going to take them by like 2 touchdowns.
Well, Vince, you're wrong. There's a reason I wore the Kelly Green today.
Oh, shit. Oh,
And
shit, dude.
I pray to the sweet baby Jesus above
Jubilee.
that the Jubilee is fully in route. And
Wow.
I'm not a big coincidence guy. So a lot of people are saying Ohio State's the favorite, plus 290. I'm pumping brakes. They haven't seen a defense like this all
That's
year.
what I'm saying.
The closest defense they have seen to this is Michigan. And what
they
happened in that
lost.
game?
And they lost that game.
On offense, Riley Leonard, if they contain him and put him in a pocket, chances are he's going to have some issues. On the flip side, Notre Dame hasn't seen a defense like this all year. They're no slouch on the other side of the football. They also haven't
Nope.
seen the sheer talent on an offense like Ohio State.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of factors here. To me, I just looked at the odds right now, plus 290. I think that's criminal to Notre Dame.
Money
I think
line?
Marcus
Ooh.
Freeman. Marcus Freeman already is like got these guys feeling like they're an underdog. This is
They
gonna add
like
insult
it.
to injury. They love to be called the underdog. I don't really see a way where Ohio State claps them. I'm with
No.
you. I think it comes down to a field goal either way.
If anything,
It-
take the points. If anything, take the points.
Key to the game, if they, meaning Notre Dame, force Will Howard and Chip Kelly to figure out a way to run early. So meaning we're going to stack the box and make you figure it out.
They blitz
The
more than almost
first-
any other team in college, so
Okay. So we're going to stack the box and just good luck. If they get to them early, I feel like this game is going one way and it's not the way of Ohio State.
oh yeah, I like that.
So I'm rolling with you. I wore the green for a reason today. I knew who I was picking. I'm rolling with you as much as it pains me. But you know what? I'd much rather say the team that my Trojans hung with for 4
Yeah.
quarters
That's the way to look at it.
won a national title. I can sleep a little bit better at night. So
Okay.
I'm rolling with the Fighting Irish as much as it pains to say it. So let's go, ND.
Yeah.
Football Jesus, Our Lady.
Jubilee, baby.
Let's go, Jubilee.
I
Okay.
Worst case scenario though, really quick. If we get a rerun of Ohio State Notre Dame 2 years ago, and there's a minute left on the clock, and Ohio State's just cruising up the field, and the stupid college football rule where the ball has to be set before the fucking clock starts running. Hate that rule. Hate it in the fourth quarter. And they score that way, I will be irate.
Scorched
I-
earth.
I
Scorched
might
earth.
I might quit this podcast. I might not be able.
You can't. No. That is in no circumstances is that allowed. No circumstances is that allowed.
I don't know, man. That fucking Ryan Day, dude. I don't want to see that fucking red-faced piece of shit happy. I just don't. I hate him. I don't like him one bit. I
Is
hate
he
him.
better? Is he better than you probably give him credit for, considering you're
No,
playing
we
him
can't
in
beat
the match?
Michigan. Beat the fucking team that you're supposed to beat every
Oh,
year,
you are
dude.
baiting Michigan fans right now.
You can't.
You're
Michigan's-
giving the
They're good against Ohio State, not against anybody else
Yep.
this year. But like, he can't beat Michigan. The thing is if they get to the championship and they lose and they lost to Michigan, it's a failure of a year. If they win the national championship, then all is forgiven. I don't want Ryan Day to succeed, so I need Notre Dame to win on multiple fronts here. This was the worst case scenario. I was rooting for Texas hard, because I was
why?
like
Because you wanted him.
that, and also like I know a lot of people that went to Ohio State. I'm friends with a lot of people that went to Ohio State.
And you don't like the
And
people who went to Ohio State.
I like them, but they're just so annoying. And I can't take when it comes to like football. They just piss me off. Like I was literally getting text messages before the Texas game, like, see you in the Natty. And I'm like, your game hasn't even happened yet, you piece of shit. Like, this is bad juju, and it just doesn't matter. And I'm like, go back to Michigan. That's all I keep saying because I'm like, I can't take it. And now I've been hearing it for a week, and I'm going to keep getting it. And I'm probably going to watch it with them on Monday, and I'm probably going to be pissed about it.
If Ohio State loses the national title, does Ryan Day get fired?
Not fired, but he's seat's hot.
His seat's hot,
Yeah.
even though it's his first time ever making this game as the head coach of Ohio State.
Yeah. I mean, he's got
How
2
can your seat
losses.
be hot?
One against Michigan. He lost the national championship.
Okay, now I propose a question.
It's not. This isn't U of I. This is Ohio State. Like
Right,
their
I
levels
understand.
are way
I
higher.
understand. I understand. You're like you're a program away from being in the NFL, right?
Yeah.
So with that, your runway may be a little bit shorter. You have more eyeballs.
Yeah.
So poses the question: would you rather be a college football coach of a Power 5? So think about a Power 5, SEC, Big Ten,
Sure.
independent, whatever. Okay, you can now say you're Notre Dame Fighting Irish or a Power 5.
They got
Congratulations.
$20 million
I
in
want to
their
know what that
pocket.
be like. I want to know what that be like, right?
$20 million not to share with the conference. They just got another 20 mil for NIL.
And
That's what they got.
right,
after that
and if you're Marcus Freeman, I hear all this Bears talk, and I'm just like, why?
Why?
And you're going to get another 30 mil if you win a natty. So it's
That's
like
what I'm saying.
you're going to have like $50 million as a program to fuck
Yeah.
with.
Ohio
That
State
usually
had to
goes
split
to a
20
conference.
mil with every team in the conference.
Correct.
And Notre Dame's like,
So,
thanks for the
and
20
now
mil.
The
They
Big
just
10
got
is
it.
the Big 15 or whatever the fuck it is. So
Yeah.
that number gets smaller as you move through.
Yeah.
So would poses a question. Would you rather
NFL or
be
Power 5?
Yeah, NFL or a Power 5 head coach in college?
Personally,
What
NFL.
would you rather be? NFL.
I don't
what is your
want to
reasoning
go
behind that?
recruit. I don't want to go recruit. I don't want to go across the country visiting
Okay.
visiting 17-year-olds. I don't want to go
Okay.
do that.
Okay. That's the only reason?
Yeah, other than that, it's like coaching is reasonably easier
Okay. Why?
because you're playing against worse teams.
Okay. So meaning in college it's easier.
Yeah, technically, yeah, but also you're also coaching a bunch of 18-year-olds and 19-year-olds.
Right. Right. So you can kind of be like a glorified father figure, right?
And also too in the NFL, it's like they're professionals. So if you're not being professional, get the fuck out of here. But if it's a
Professionals, get the fuck
17-year-old and
out.
it's like, are you sad? Like, let's talk about why you're sad. Let's make you a stronger man. Like,
Yeah, you're being more of a father figure to these kids, more of the mentor type.
I'd
So
rather
you're
be
saying you're not that guy.
I'd rather be a peer than a father figure.
So you'd much rather be like a side part, potentially a tyrant jagoff head coach in the NFL. It'd be like, I
Yeah.
don't give a fuck if you're not fitting
We're
my
paying
bill,
you
get
for
the
this
fuck
shit,
out of town.
motherfuckers. Let's go.
Right. Okay. But now on the flip side, the landscape of college football
Now we're paying
is becoming
teens.
very similar. Yeah, now
I'm
we're
not
paying
trying-
now we're paying teens. Now
I'm
we're
not
paying
trying
teens.
to
right?
argue with an 18-year-old teenager that's getting
right.
paid $3 million. I don't need that.
Would you agree that your runway in the NFL is far shorter than college?
Depends on who
you
you're
have
coaching
far less. You have far. Okay, let's just put the Cowboys.
Caleb
up
DeBoer
for
is
example.
already on the hot seat. He's 1 year in. He's on the hot seat.
Right. So let's just use. Once again, we're talking Power 5, right?
Yeah.
Let's just use Dallas as an example. They cycle head coaches every 5 to 3
The
years.
Cowboys?
The Cowboys.
They hold their coaches longer than most other teams.
But go look at the Garrett. Then you got Mike. You got Money Mike, and then before that was Parcells.
Yeah, that's like 3 coaches in 25 years is good.
Yeah, that's not too bad. You make a point.
Look at the Browns, bro. Look at the Bears, dog.
Look at the
Like,
Bears,
what are we
look at the
doing?
Browns, all to the point of like these dumpster fire franchises that just roll through
Jacksonville.
head
yeah.
coaching, right? Jacksonville. If it's me, I'm leaning college. Because if you win in college, you can make your own schedule. You can create its strength as you like. And if you have a Power 5, hypothetically, you have a shit ton of money to play with.
Yeah.
And if you win in that town, you are glorified as a legend forever.
You can argue that with
they-
the NFL, though.
But they don't put your fucking name on a stadium.
If you win,
What? Okay, timeout. NFL, corporate as corporate could be. All right? What stadium is named after a former coach?
you could reference the Super Bowl trophy.
Yeah, but that's a fucking
You
trophy.
could.
That's a fucking trophy.
I know. I don't even know if I want a stadium named after me.
Lambeau Field is named
Curly.
after Curly Lambeau.
Yeah, yeah.
He was a player.
I don't know if I want a stadium named after me.
But Nick Saban Field?
I know. Yeah, he's
Come on.
Alabama Jones, dude. It should be called Alabama Jones Field.
But think about it. You live in
I know.
infamy.
Honestly,
Harbaugh will go down as a legend in Michigan forever. No matter what Harbaugh does after this, meaning Jim. Well, no matter what Jim Harbaugh does after this, he will always be the national championship winning head coach at Michigan,
Oh, yeah.
and he brought that to that town.
So
He brought that to Ann Arbor.
That's what Ditka is, though.
Well, Dick is Chicago, and we're tribal. That's
know.
the only thing we agree on in this fucking town is the Bears and the Bulls, and that's
Fucking
it.
Ditka and Buddy
Ditka.
Ryan, dude.
Dicka, Buddy Ryan,
Ditka.
so much so that happened 40 years ago, and people still talk about it today. And those guys who are now ancient,
Yeah.
okay, no offense, but they're old now, are
Yeah.
still not paying for drinks. So, with that, I'm going college. I
don't
just
blame
wanted
you.
your opinion on this because I'm like, okay,
I would
came
hate
in my head,
recruiting.
came in my brain because the Bears are in their coaching search, and we're going to talk about it ad nauseum in this episode. But I think about all this shit with Marcus Freeman, and I'm like, why would you even consider it?
Well, that's
And
the
then-
thing, too. It's like he's already in a good spot. He took a team that couldn't win from Brian Kelly, who was a notorious chud, and he's now a beloved figure.
Chode. Not a chud, a chode.
Both, yeah. Handsomest college football coach, clearly. Everybody agrees. Everybody I talk to, look at that stud up there. That's why he procreates so much. He has like 7 kids. Good for him.
He's not a fan of pulling out.
You're making that money, you're fine. He's going to get paid
Right.
an arm and a leg. No salary cap on coaches in this fucking league. Like, he's fine. Now, if the question was, if you're successful in college, would you go to the NFL? No. Why would I? He can recruit without even
Forever.
recruiting now.
Forever.
He doesn't even need to.
Now-
Yeah.
Now kids want to go put on the navy and gold.
Done.
Now kids, but recruiting at Notre Dame has its struggles as well because you can't free ride Notre Dame like you
No.
can Alabama.
You have to be smart.
Alabama is an NFL factory.
Yeah.
You have to be quite smart to attend Notre Dame.
I like that. College is about academics,
Oh, yeah. So much about academics, but there are a lot of 4-year guys coming out of Notre Dame. It's rare to see a guy not finish his degree.
Yeah. That's also why we don't have a lot of quarterbacks that are 2 and done. So that adds to it too. Brady Quinn.
Very
what a
true.
guy.
Good.
Speaking of Notre Dame too, Tommy Rees, new OC at the Browns. Congratulations.
You might as well just stay home. Also, Quinn Ewers did decide he is electing to go to the draft. I don't know how that's going to work. I was reading a lot on his decision. Do you realize he could have got potentially up to $3-4 million to stay in college?
Yeah.
What is your thinking behind that?
I think he's just
Why
sick
do
of
you-
college.
what? Sick of college? You can make more money.
I know. In my mind of minds, he's like, after that game too, he was getting. I just destroyed him for fucking 5 minutes. He's probably sick of that shit.
Whatever. I don't give a fuck if the check clears. That's kind of where I'm at.
I guess.
Why
yeah.
would?
But you
why
also
would you
haven't
do
been a
that?
national mockery. That probably sucks.
Hypothetically, I'm Quinn Ewers, and I transfer to Oregon,
UCLA or
and
something.
I transfer to USC, maybe somewhere big. I don't think USC would want him because it seems like we have Maeva and he's a guy.
Yeah.
But you go to a Power 5, you go to a top 10 ranked football team. Why wouldn't you look at? Because what's he going to be drafted? He's not going to be drafted
Second
day
round.
1.
Yeah.
One could say 3rd, 4th.
No. He's a quarterback. No.
In a very weak class. Do you think he's just looking
In
at
a
the class?
exactly. He's like,
All right.
think about, remember Cam Ward, 2nd rounder? Come on now. Cam Ward, top 3? Like,
Yeah, top 5 pick, easy.
Quinn Ewers is the 4th best quarterback coming in this draft. Drew Aller's staying in college, so
Yeah.
Shador, Cam Ward, Gabriel.
No shot.
Like, who's the top 4 quarterbacks?
He's got to be the 3rd at this stage of the game. Who
He
else
might
are
go
you gonna
first
pick?
round.
Well, I don't think he's going to go first round. I think that's criminal. I think guys are not
I
going
do
to
too,
overvalue
but,
quarterbacks
like,
this year.
Yeah, Jalen Milroe. Quinn Ewers is 4th right now. And then you got Jackson Dart. You have Kyle McCord, Curtis Rourke, Riley Leonard's 106th, duh. Will Howard 127th. So Riley Leonard's going to get drafted over Will Howard. That's what this is saying.
No shot. I don't think
I
that.
don't think
that
so
exists.
either, but yeah.
I can't wait for a way too early draft episode. That's gonna be fun.
Jackson
I'm
Dart, I
excited.
think, will go higher than we think he will.
I think Jackson Dart's gonna try and plead his case to stay.
I wouldn't.
There's a lot of people that are on the Jackson Dart train saying
See
they
Lane
remind
Kiffin's messaging co-eds? Or not co-eds, girl with the big boobs from the Jake Paul fight.
that one. I saw. We talked about that last week.
Did we? And he's like
I think.
Roll Tide or whatever, and he's the coach of Ole
Oh
Miss.
no, we didn't discuss this last week. What's her
Yeah.
name? She's hanging out with all the
Sydney.
Sydney
Not
something.
Sweeney. Not Sweeney.
Not
It's something
Sweeney.
else. Yeah.
Yeah, she was the ring girl in the Tyson fight and went viral because
She posted something
she was
about
an
Texas,
attractive
and he
woman.
said something like "Roll Tide, roll" or like "hide" some shit like that. He's the what are you doing? You're the coach at Ole Miss. Like, chill, dude.
She said a SEC coach slid in my DMs,
Yeah,
and no one, for the record, is going to think of anyone else
except for
other
Lane
than
Kiffin.
Lane Kiffin.
Yeah, duh, it's Lane Kiffin.
It's Lane Kiffin.
Duh.
Once in a doubt, if there's going to be a slight sleazy thing there, it's
That's
Lane.
Lano.
It's the Lane train.
Yeah,
He is a little. He can
sexy
fuck a
little
snake if he
goat.
could hold it down. If he could hold it down long enough. He was
Facts.
allegedly why he got fired at Alabama's because he was sleeping with an assistant coach's daughter.
It's very, very, very Urban Meyer of him rather.
Yeah, he was Urban Meyer before Urban Meyer, for the record, but he's still the head coach at Ole Miss,
Yeah.
and probably will be for the extended
And
future.
one less finger in the butt is kind of what I'm saying. That sounded like an idiom, but it's not. Bouncy balls,
Orange bouncy balls,
basketball.
playing it.
I got a text from my brother last night.
What do you say?
Denver's gonna win their second ring,
Oh Jesus, here we go, Tom.
and I am not completely against that. Russell Westbrook is playing quite a role right now on that team. They're balling. They might get Levine for MPJ. That's the talk right now. They're fourth in the West, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. I can see there's a path. There's a path right now.
You know, Zach LaVine has more 30-point games than any other player in the NBA today.
Yes, he's dogging right now. 6 games in a row, I think, with 30 plus.
Still don't like him.
I believe you don't. I don't think there's a way that you would like him.
No, he's a
You
floppy
gave up on him
piece.
already.
Yeah, him for Jimmy Butler was a dumb decision.
Yeah, but he had to get out anyway.
Jimmy, they should have brought back Tibbs and just let.
Well, luckily, Jimmy
Jimmy
Butler's
Tibbs.
not a difficult person to manage as a team. So,
Well, Tibbs could manage him though. That's the
Also,
difference.
dumb decision because we got Levine and they got nothing for Jimmy Butler.
I'm just saying, Jimmy, you could have built something around, and that's.
I agree, but he wouldn't have wanted to stay, is what I'm saying. And they get rid of him. He goes to Minnesota, and he's out of Minnesota in a year and a half, I think.
I just don't think there's a path that OKC doesn't win this year, considering how
I
they're playing.
would like to
Caruso, being that piece last year, they were so close, and this year now they got another year, young team, young
And Chet's
coach.
not even back yet.
Right. There is a path. I don't think OKC is anybody to fuck with. I don't think you could just say, "Oh yeah, Denver," because the big Petrovic is out there doing his thing.
Nikola
So,
Jokic.
yeah,
but
the big Serb's out there doing his thing.
playoffs
I don't see it.
change. You think the Thunder are going to have – they have some experience under their belt. They literally are allergic to losing games. They're 9-1 in their last 10.
They're on
mean,
a heater and everybody's losing
yeah.
their mind. Okay, so let's just
It's
tamper
just-
expectations a little bit. If they're still dogging, in April, I get it. But
Yeah.
I don't see that happening.
So Cavs OKC right now. They're combined for 11 losses on the year. Both those teams combined. That's pretty fucking crazy. So
And then the Knicks are playing lights out too.
Cat's so good, dude. Cat is so good. and
He's such a
talking
zesty
shit.
little bitch, but he's
I
so
know.
good.
He's so good at basketball. And that was like the perfect place for him to go on a team full of dogs. He was like, I'm not required to be like the shit talker. And now he's talking shit. So Who would have
And
thought?
now Anthony Edwards is just seemingly just
Alone.
floundering.
No, he's just alone. He's got no
He's
one to play with.
floundering. He's floundering. He's
Like,
just like, I have no one to play with. I have no one to get the ball to.
and Rudy's just standing there. It's bad.
Yeah, the Rudy French statue, known as known as Rudy Gobert, the French statue who stands like this.
Yeah.
And every
and
time you
just
go to dunk over him, he goes,
not today. And you know that shit goes absent in the playoffs anyway. So Rockets still good. Grizzlies still good. Nuggets, heater. Cavs are good. I don't like at some point. They're 9-1 in their last 10. They have not had a losing streak yet this year. What do you want them to do? 20-2 at home.
Donovan Mitchell's first year winning the East. Think he takes it?
First year. What do you mean?
And his first year taking the East on the Cavs.
Oh.
I mean, from the West, not Cavs.
Yeah, very possible. But Celtics aren't
Alright.
slowing down either, man. So we'll see.
Well, the Celtics are kind of a shoe-in once April begins. So
Yeah,
let's
a lot of
Once again,
basketball left.
tamper expectations. Basketball's at that phase right now. Ratings are such shit.
They're bad.
They have nothing else to talk about because nobody wants to watch this shit until the playoffs start.
and they don't
I'm
they
one
don't
of
try
them.
until the playoffs.
Yeah, right. Because they don't try into the playoffs.
Yeah.
And, scores are like 179 to 170. So it's
Yeah.
like, okay, you're clearly not playing defense either. So who the fuck wants to watch this shit? So I don't blame the ratings for being down. Keep the ratings down for the love of God until the playoffs start because I like playoff basketball because to your
Agreed.
point, they start trying.
They start trying. Yeah.
So they're reaching so much so that they feel the need to, of course, go to their resident homeboy who
It's
should
so-
retire, fails to retire.
He's
His
still
name is
good.
LeBron
He's
fucking
still
James. Yeah, he's
good.
still good on a really shitty team.
No, they're
right?
not shitty, bro.
What are they? Are they even gonna go past the first round of the playoffs, Vince?
They're in
yeah?
the playoffs right now.
Yeah, okay.
You can't call them shitty if they're not shitty. The Jazz are shitty.
You can be shitty and
Pelicans
still
are
make the
shitty.
playoffs in the NBA.
The Pelicans are shitty. The Jazz are shitty. The Lakers have a winning record. They're not shitty. They're just not good.
Which would also make you believe that they're shitty, Vince. What the
Wrong.
fuck does that mean?
They're
not
mid-
shitty. They're just not good.
They're
So what are they,
mid- they're
slightly
mid
shitty?
to
Are they
good.
mid shitty?
They're mid to good. They're not shitty. It's not black and white. There's plenty of gray. You know this.
Or brown in this
You
instance?
think
because they're
are the
shitty.
Mavericks shitty?
I mean, there's no Luka right now, so you can't say it one way or the other.
I'm just saying.
Well, for the guy who doesn't watch fucking basketball, I'm pleading my case pretty too good right
That's not really to your own self, sure.
now. No, they're gonna be on the couch just like the fucking Bulls
You were
are.
just the jury and the executioner. You're like, my
They're-
opinion's pretty good right now.
Okay, Vince. Okay, they make the Western Conference Finals.
Could.
Fuck off.
AD and LeBron in the playoffs, come on now. I don't think they will, but they could.
You want to bet on it?
No, why would I bet on the Lakers
Come
going to
on.
the Western Conference?
You love them so much. Let's bet on this.
I didn't
Fuck
say
it.
they were. You literally just made the bet up too. So
Yes,
you're
I
telling
did.
me,
That's
okay,
called
so
betting.
you want to bet that the OKC Thunder don't win the championship?
Don't? No, I want them to win the championship.
I know. So you can have they win, and then I'm going to take the rest of the teams.
No, that's bullshit.
That's what you just did to me.
No, you think the Lakers are that good?
You said, are they going to make it to the Western Conference Finals? You get 4 teams, and I get 4 teams. You get the rest of the West.
All right.
That's insane. What kind of odds are
man.
those?
I'm a good odds maker.
What kind of odds
I don't
are
know
those,
if
Mike?
I'm part-time odds making.
Come on.
For the record.
I'm used to losing
Fire
these
alarms
bets,
odds
too.
making. That's what this
I'm getting
boy does.
smart. I'm used to losing these bets.
I'm
getting
smart.
now.
I'm smart.
I'm wicked smart now.
Year 5, he's figured it out. Fuck. I digress. LeBron makes a statement after they bring up Bronny having a cardiac thing. Many moons ago when he was at USC and averaged 6 points a game, somehow gets drafted in the second round in the NBA draft because of nepotism.
Daddy.
And they asked what if Bronny doesn't become a top 10 player in the NBA? Basically, he just said, that doesn't matter at all because the motherfucker's set for life. Like we all didn't know this. Like we all didn't fucking know this. This is a news story. This
It's
comes
so
up
boring.
as a fucking news story on
So
ESPN
dumb.
app. Fuck off. If you pay
So
for
dumb.
ESPN Plus just for the NBA content, you should probably cancel it because it's absolute garbage.
ESPN
Absolute
kills me.
fucking trash. Like, who decides this is a good idea to go write this article? You're just
Who?
sitting there.
Who's asking
Pulling
that
the-
question? Who cares?
I mean, you're just sitting there. You got to be sitting there pulling your pud and just being like, oh, let's see what LeBron's up to today. Hey, LeBron, your kid almost died on a basketball court. What do you got to say?
He's okay.
And he's like, oh,
He's
well, it doesn't
rich.
matter. He's okay. Motherfucker's rich. Oh, we didn't know
No
that.
shit.
Thanks. Go ahead and do what you do again. All right, thanks. Bye.
Why don't?
Just the laziness. Just
What?
the fucking laziness is adorable.
And we were talking about this a little before. I'm like, what is the inverse reply?
What else are you?
What is it? He's his fucking dad. Is he gonna be like, I'm gonna disown him if he's not top 10? What kind of fucking answer would that be? He's not gonna say that.
What is he going to say to that? Exactly to your point. No, actually, he's out the fucking will if he's
Yeah.
not top 10 of all time next to daddy.
Yeah, he said he can do whatever he wants. He's set. Yeah,
No
no
shit.
shit.
All right.
Dumb.
Nepotism.
Ask better questions, guys. He was on the Kelsey podcast, though. I haven't watched it, but he was on it.
Who?
LeBron.
Was he?
Yeah, they're Ohio kids, dude.
Oh, yeah, that's right. And then McAfee had him on to his show and was like, oh, I don't know about you. Are you feeling 22? Because he's 30. It's just like, just shut up.
Dumb.
We
Pat
get it.
McAfee better take Ohio State this week. That's all I'm saying.
No way, dude.
He's picked against Notre Dame every single week. And then
I bet
last
you he
week,
rolls with him.
no way, because last week he was like, I keep getting chirps from Notre Dame fans saying, you're never going to pick them. Stay not picking them. And he was like, so this week, I'm taking Penn State. and then they lost to Penn State. There's no way in hell he's fucking up the bad juju. He's finally become like a Notre Dame's not a fake team anymore. He's taking Ohio State this week. Bet it. Book it right now. If you could bet on who's Pat McAfee's taking, it's Ohio State. He's sticking with the storyline. He's sticking with the storyline.
Vince has his prediction. Odds maker Mike, you're welcome. All right. You want to talk about our most favorite topic on the planet, Vince?
Football.
The foosball.
Yeah,
I'm
baby.
so ready. I'm so ready. I wish we could play that NFL sound of the chimes, like do 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 do. All right. It's the NFL playoffs.
Yeah.
Coaching carousels full swing.
Buddy.
A lot of topics to get into here today. First and foremost, let's talk about the coaching carousel. Cowboys, most recently, don't decide to bring back or retain good old Mikey boy
They
out
fucked
there.
him.
I don't know if they fucked him.
They did. Why did they do it like that?
I didn't think that he wanted to come back. I just think he's like, all right, fucking him.
I agree, but why did they do it like that?
Because it's Jerry Jones and he's
2
got all
days
the
ago,
answers.
they could have let him just walk. People were asking to interview him, and he's like, no. And then yesterday, he's like, yeah, we're done with him. Like, why? Why did they wait till other team? Like, why did they wait? Why
So
didn't they just get rid
the
of him?
Bears last week put in a request to interview Mike McCarthy. And I'm like, yes, that is the most Bears shit ever. And then the Cowboys denied it. So one would assume if you deny an opposing team's request in your
keep it.
conference to interview your head coach, you simply go, okay, well, we're going to re-sign that guy.
Yeah.
Contrary to popular belief, Jerry Jones like, no, get the fuck out. We're done. Thanks for your service. And
Why?
moved.
Why
I
did they do
don't.
that?
I think personally, here's what happened. They brought a deal to the table. They're like, all right, here's the deal. And he's like, no. And they were like, but this is the only deal there is. He's like, great, I'll walk. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah,
I
he's
have
made
the
enough
option.
money.
I'm out of contract. He's made his money. I mean,
Yeah.
he was the head coach of Green Bay for what, 12 years?
Something like that,
13 years. So he's made his dough. And he so much so he took 2 years off from 2010 to 2012. So there's no doubt about it that I think this is something for
2010
him.
to 2012.
Yeah, that wasn't. No, yeah, they won the Super Bowl.
in
Okay, they won.
2011, I think, right? Or 10.
2010, they won a Super
Yeah,
Bowl.
because the Bears played
Yes.
him in the NFC Championship. What a time.
My bad. I got my years goofy. From
But still,
2018
yeah,
to 2020, he took 2 years of sabbatical,
yeah, and
came
then
back after being let go from the Packers in 2020 to coach the Cowboys, and has been the head coach of the Cowboys ever since.
facts. Facts.
Only one playoff visit to show for it.
He wins. Record says he wins.
Oh, boy. All right.
Yeah.
So, would you rather have, like, McCarthy or Mike Vrabel? Pick a Mike. Who's your Mike?
Vrabel, obviously, but that's not even an
Really?
option
Why?
anymore.
Why? Could have been an option last year.
Because Vrabel was good with the Titans. Vrabel's a hard ass, and the Bears don't hire hard asses, and I want a hard ass.
He's a nice guy. You
Vrabel
want a
isn't.
hard ass. So you want Mike Vrabel. So you believe Mike Vrabel would be the better pick than any other pick that the Bears are going to choose right now.
No, I think, there's multiple ways to skin a cat. I don't want Mike McCarthy because he used to fucking coach the Packers for a long
That's
time.
the only reason?
No, and also he's been around the league for a while, and a lot of people know him, and I think his message has grown old.
Okay. So you're leaning more towards like I want the Ben Johnson guy. I want Ben Johnson
Will
guy.
always be that.
You want Ben Johnson.
Best case scenario, we get Ben Johnson. Best case scenario.
That's the best case scenario. What's the second best case?
Death? Dying?
Death.
I think dying is second best.
Death? Yeah. Death.
No,
Throw a dart. Death?
Dude, I don't know. It's here. I saw some odds earlier of the
No. I don't want outside opinions. I want Vince's opinion. I don't need the internet's right now. I just want Vince's little.
I'm looking for a list because we're
fuck the list. You should know
we're
by now.
interviewing 40 guys.
27.
I don't want B flow. I'm okay without B flow.
You're okay without the B flow.
Like,
So who's your second best option if it's not
I don't
Ben
really want
Johnson?
Aaron Glenn.
Okay.
I really don't want
Another Lions
Zeitler or
guy.
whatever the hell his name is. But like, I don't want a defensive coach.
Okay.
I don't want an old coach that's been around for 20 years.
Pep Hamilton.
No.
Mike
Am
Tomlin.
I right?
Marcus Freeman.
Tomlin? I'll take Tomlin. He's not
Okay.
going anywhere, but I'll take him. That's a guy
Interesting.
that is a hard ass that doesn't seem like he lost his locker room. I think they just don't get him enough talent.
Huh.
Marcus
Okay.
Freeman, don't leave Notre Dame, please.
Vince,
Don't
what if I
even-
told you that Ben Johnson, the rumor mill is hot, floating
know.
around Las
He's not
Vegas.
going to the Raiders. Why the fuck?
That
Why the
him
fuck
and
would he go to
Tom
the
Brady
Raiders?
have a little bromance going on. They're bro tapping each other.
I'm sure he
They're
loves him.
bro tapping.
Look
They're
at the
bro-tapping
roster.
each other. You know what
What
a
are we
bro
doing?
tap is, Vince? You know what a bro tap is?
It's when you just grab each other by the gonads.
You're bro tapping them. It's like, what is bro tapping? Bro tapping is when you're like dapping up, you know?
Yeah, it's like missile
There's
bro.
no-
It's when you're under the balls, missile bro.
Gross. Anyways,
Yeah, nasty.
allegedly there's a little bromance brewing
Okay.
out there in the desert, out here in the desert, should I say, that Ben Johnson and Tom Brady really like one another. And Tom Brady is, in quote, infatuated with Ben Johnson and what
Sure
he
he
brings
is.
to the table. And he will pay top dollar to get him in the building, which I don't
Look at
know
the
is
roster.
more of a like, fuck me running sort of a job if you're a potential head coach than the Raiders, because there is nothing on that roster.
They
that
don't
I'm
have
like, "Ooh."
anything. They
I
have
know.
Max Crosby, a bunch of old guys, and Aiden O'Connell.
Okay.
What are you gonna do with that?
So if, I also hear that the Jaguars are after him. The Bears
That's
aren't
the one
even
I'm more
coming
scared
on this. So you think he's going to the Jag, bring his personnel guy, gets Trevor Lawrence, has a quarterback that's semi-capable, and runs with
I
that.
think from what I've been reading, and that can be, tea leaves and all that. A lot of people haven't given up on Trevor Lawrence. A lot of people are thinking that he's gotten a bad way about it, and he's showed some good and showed some bad. You can't tell me if the Bears don't get Ben Johnson and they give him a fair offer, that is purely this team is ran like shit. Ownership's bad. Ryan Poles is bad. Because other than that, everything else is set up for him to succeed.
Okay.
He's got playmakers. He's got a young quarterback that everybody wanted when he got drafted. Like, what else could you want? Like, the whole team is good, and it's interdivision. He could fuck with the Lions and yada yada yada. Like, I don't see what other benefit. Historical franchise. Like, you go to the Jaguars and you're really good, and it's like, cool, you're the best coach in Jaguars history. But you go to the Bears and you win something, like you are, like you said, like king of the castle.
Right.
You go to the Raiders in Vegas, who gives a fuck? Tom Brady does. But like,
Do you think there's a chance? Okay, so
Dallas?
maybe I could see Dallas being that, but then there's speculation with Dallas that they want Dion and
Yeah,
they're hard
fuck
after
off.
Dion. Do you
Yeah,
think
right.
Dion goes? Do you think Dion
No.
moves?
Can't get
So
Shador.
back to our college coach thought process.
No, you can't get Shador. I don't think he wants to go to the
Do you
NFL
think if
and
he could
coach
get
against his son.
Shador, he would go?
If they could trade Dak and whatever their first round draft pick is for like
Shador
the
Sanders.
Giants, and they get Shador, then yeah, I think he would.
Could be an option.
But
could
Jerry
see him
Jones
doing
isn't
that.
giving
Talk
him that
about
much control.
Talk about nepotism. Oh, yeah.
Come
Jerry
on
Jones
now.
would be like, just get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, if
buddy.
you guys
I
are
don't
mad
know
about
what
LeBron, this is fucking worse.
Yeah, that's fair. That's
way
fair. But
worse.
back to the old topic that we discussed at college football, there's something beautiful about being the culture driver at a major institution like Colorado. So I do believe he stays. But Ben Johnson could very well be an option for the Cowboys, and I wouldn't be surprised if they throw some money on the table. Of course,
Well,
this
why would you
always
want
boils
that
down to
job?
money. You have
Expensive
a pretty
mid-tier quarterback.
solidified weapon, great offensive line when healthy, good defense. I mean, it's kind of attractive.
Okay,
If Dak
defense
does-
this year. Injured, Micah
it-
Parsons is gonna get traded or gonna get released. They're not gonna be able to pay him.
Oh, they're gonna pay him. Everybody in every rag is saying that they will move heaven and earth to pay Micah Parsons.
And then they sign nobody because they don't have any more money.
Well, they're gonna sign me to play running back next. So
Or,
get ready.
or they're gonna
I'm
draft
strapping
Ashton
up.
Genty, the most cowboy.
It would be the most cowboy thing to draft Ashton Jenny and give him number 20.
Yep.
Or 22. Give him number 22 because Emmitt Smith.
Did
That's
they
what
not
they did
retire
with
that?
CD. That's what they did with CD Lamb. Do you know that? They gave him Michael Irvin's number, 88.
They did. No shit.
So I could see that totally happening. Draft Jenny and then put number 22 on him and let him go be the next Emmett.
Yeah, we'll see.
Do you realize they fired a head coach after they won a Super Bowl?
Yeah, and then they won another one with fucking second dude. I forgot his name.
Yeah, nobody remembers. All right.
That
So
was the
Vince,
old
let's
Jerry
play-
Jones before he kept fucking what's his name, Jason Garrett for 15 years for no reason.
Correct. Now, what if I told you that first and foremost, the Chicago Bears, when they interviewed Dan Quinn many moons ago, before hiring Matt Everflush, did not put him on a private jet.
I know that.
Okay. They actually made the man ride just like all of us would ride in a plane.
Well, yeah, they gave him like a first class seat on a charter. I
But
think.
just saying,
Yeah.
if you're a professional franchise,
Yeah.
you're going to go, hey, I'm going to put you on a PJ. Get your ass out here. Let's do it.
Yep.
All right. So the Bears, it has been most notable. They completed interviews with Ron Rivera in person.
Yep.
They completed interviews with David Shaw over Zoom, who I
Yep.
said was a potential option. David Shaw, former Stanford great. Mike McCarthy decides to
Private.
leave. Private
Private.
PJ into Wheeling, in the building,
Yep.
going to dinner last night. Wonder where they went. Just going to throw it out there. We don't know. Probably somewhere in Evanston near and dear to Lake
Chili's.
Forest. No. If I had a guess, they went to a tremendous institution out there in Evanston. The name is preceding me.
Probably.
Now, couple 2-3 bottles. Mike McCarthy is a real option for this job.
Sure.
A lot of people are saying Mike Tomlin, but could say that would never happen.
Yeah, the
So
Steelers don't
Vince-
fire coaches.
So, Vince, what if I told you that a grouping of coaches may or may not have more playoff wins than Mike McCarthy?
Okay.
Okay. So we're going to play Name the Coach right now.
Okay.
All right. And you're going to have to figure out whether or not it's Mike McCarthy or somebody else.
These are head coaches.
These are head coaches.
Okay.
One has 18 years in the league.
Okay.
Most notably won a Super Bowl. Has gone to a total of 22 playoff games.
Okay.
Has won a total of 11 of them. And has lost 11 of them. Okay. He's been in the league for a total of 18 years with a win percentage of .608. Okay?
Yeah.
Got that?
Yep.
Got that. Okay. All right. The other head coach has most notably coached one team, all right, for his entirety of his tenure and has only won one Super Bowl as well.
Okay.
He also has 18 years in the NFL. And most notably, has only won 8 playoff games, has appeared in 19 of them, and has lost 11 of them.
Okay.
All right. So which coach is Mike Tomlin and which coach is Mike McCarthy?
That's good. That layout is good. Obviously Tomlin's the second one
Correct.
because you said he only coached for one team. Yes, he gave it away.
Okay, I gave
But
it away.
they were
My
so
bad.
close. They were so close, though. That is weird. Well, he hasn't won a lot in the playoffs. Holy fuck, dude. Big Ben merchant.
And everybody is saying, Mike, you're fucking nuts. Why would you want Mike McCarthy? I don't say I necessarily want
I
him.
don't not.
I want the hot young guy from Detroit who's coming up with
Yeah.
these insane offensive schemes and having fun and doing all this goofy shit that you've never seen before. But I said it last week on this podcast. Don't be surprised if the Bears go for Mike McCarthy the whole way, because Caleb's favorite player growing up is Aaron Rodgers. Mike
Yep.
McCarthy coach Aaron Rodgers, all the groomer of quarterback talent and just leader of men, world in one could say world class
Okay.
head coach.
I'm so sick of him. It wouldn't be the worst thing in the world, but I'm just so sick of him. I got too much McCarthy in my brain.
You want to know what it is? It's John Fox in 2016.
That's what it feels like. It really
Yeah.
is but John Fox never won a Super Bowl, though.
You got close. Yeah.
Got close.
Yeah, got very close.
Who was that? Gary Kubiak the next year?
Gary Kubiak won it with
Where's Clint?
Gary Kubiak won it. Yeah,
Where's
Clint?
Remember Clint was the head coach guy for 2 weeks?
No, OC. I wanted Clint.
Well, yeah, he was like
supposed to be the OC.
Well, no, I'm saying when he was with the Saints and they were going off and they were like,
He was
Clint Kubiak might be a head coaching guy, and then he did just suck.
Yeah, everybody's losing their mind. Yeah, no shit. He's got time to grow, but we'll see
Yeah.
where he winds up. But just wanted to spell out. Everybody's like, the Bears should trade for Tomlin. Go look at the records. They're the
Yeah.
fucking same. They've coached both 18 years. The only difference is the Packers were like, we need a change of voice here. Like, you got to go. And that's all they needed to do. And he took 2 years off from 2018 to 2020.
Yeah,
I shouldn't have gave it I shouldn't have gave it away.
you shouldn't have said one team, or I would have had a lot harder time.
I know. I
Yeah.
got excited.
Yeah.
excited. We're going to start doing this more now that
Okay.
we have a lot of time on our hands. All right. Let's talk about the NFL playoffs, shall we?
Let's do it. Come on, dude. Let's do it. We got football going on, dude.
I love football. Love it.
We both took the Chargers on Saturday afternoon.
Yeah, we really wanted to ride that jock, didn't we?
We were under the impression that the Texans are beaten up. The Texans aren't ready to win in the playoffs. CJ Stroud's on a sophomore slump. He doesn't have enough guys to go to. And all that happened in this game was CJ Stroud played well. Nico Collins is a fucking game changer. And maybe that defense is better than we thought. That's really what I found.
That defense when healthy is a lot better than what
Buddy.
you thought. And Danielle Hunter is
Yeah.
still him.
Remember
And
him?
they got healthy at the right time. And don't be surprised if they walk in to a opposing Chiefs team and maybe, just maybe, play upset. This has upset.
I'm
I hate
not
to say it,
taking.
it has upset written all over it.
Nah,
They're
feel-
pissed because Tank went down at that stadium. They're sick of the fucking Chiefs just like everybody. They're going to try and figure out a way. I'm telling you. There is something about this game that stinks of upset, but we'll see.
Okay.
Let's talk about the Chargers, though.
I
I know. It's not
Fuck.
on everybody's dance
It's
card.
the Chiefs, dude. They just win. They only win. They only
Have a
win.
lot of struggles on the offensive line. If they could dial it in,
You know what you got to
Nico, year
do?
2.
You know what you got to do to beat the Texans?
What are you gonna do?
You got to run the ball. You know what the Chargers couldn't fucking do?
Run the football.
They couldn't. And also, there's a guy named Quentin Nelson who's played pretty well or Johnson, excuse me, that's played pretty well this year. Ofer?
Yeah, they took him out of the game. Good
Was
luck.
he even there? I mean, Lad McConkey went fucking crazy, but like that's
Yeah,
the only guy I
Lad's
can go
really
to.
good. I mean, to think that they only scored 12 points in this game is criminal. And it's one of these situations where is Justin Herbert good?
Yes.
How?
He's good in the whole regular season.
Is he Colin
It's-
Coward good?
No.
Or is he
this
just like,
team wasn't supposed to be good this year.
is he Sam Darnold good?
He's better than Sam Darnold.
How?
He played just as fucking bad as Sam Darnold did this weekend.
I know he did. I'm just saying.
I was so.
That's why I'm
ex-
saying, is he Sam
I'm
Darnold
so, By
good?
the way, so jacked to talk about that, but Justin Herbert's better than Sam Darnold. Yes, for sure. Career stats blow him out of the water. More starts, all of those things. The Chargers weren't supposed to be good this year. The fact that they made the playoffs was astonishing. And then we all started sucking on that Jim Harbaugh pack heavy. That's what we were on. We were on that Jim Harbaugh. We took 4 Jim Harbaughs before we got onto the podcast last week. And then they wore off when the game started. And you're like, oh, yeah, like they're not supposed to be that good.
Oh, fuck, yeah.
Like the Chargers, like offensive line, not very good. Like defense
gotta
needs some help.
Yeah. You got to remember, I mean,
J.K. Dobbins ran really well this year, but like both of them are injury prone old Ravens. Like a couple good moves this year, and the Chargers come back and they can win that football game, but they looked bad in this game. It was a blowout early and often.
it was a blowout early and often. Their defense really showed up too. 2 defensive touchdowns, pick
Yeah.
6, special teams touchdown as well, and a block kick. I mean,
To
it's
Nico.
really impressive to see this team come out now after being doggy doo-doo over the past 3 weeks and really show up. And everybody's like, Stroud's on a sophomore slump.
He was.
Didn't really look it.
Yeah.
He 282 yards, 1 touchdown. It always helps when your defense scores twice.
Yeah.
Truly played a great game. And Nico Collins, to your point, he's that guy. Chargers
best
will
receiver
come
in
back
the league
next
this year after Jamar Chase.
Yeah, a lot
Injured
of
a
time
couple
off.
weeks, obviously, but when he was playing,
5.
like, yeah, but when he's playing, he's nails.
I agree. I understand exactly what you're saying. When he is playing, he is him. Now, the most potential underwhelming game, you could say, and it wasn't necessarily the Chargers getting blown out. You could just say the Ravens just absolutely handling
Yeah.
the Steelers at home, beating them 28-14. Everybody's like, well, the Steelers. It's like,
No.
okay, this poses a question. Would you rather consistently lose in the first round of the playoffs or just always be shitty? So would you rather be the Bears or the Steelers?
Steelers.
All right.
Buddy, I'd rather get a playoff game.
Just saying the question.
If you were like, hey, would you rather be bad for a couple years, get a couple good players, and then really make a serious run at it? I'd rather that.
Yeah,
but if-
sure.
I don't want to be the Bears and just criminally horrible all of the time. I don't want that.
Yeah, that's fair. But
I'd
at least
rather
you
go
know
to
what
the
to
playoffs.
expect, right? You kind of know what to expect on both edge. So yeah, and it's like, yeah, I don't know.
Russ
Just
ain't
thought
it.
I'd throw it out there.
Hey, Russ
throw
wants
it
to
out
come
there.
back. Russ wants to come back, he said.
Because where
No
else
shit.
is he gonna fucking go?
No shit, dude. And granted, he wasn't bad in this game, but he just didn't make any plays that mattered.
There's a lot of people speculating that if Mike McCarthy doesn't get the job, him and Tomlin might meet up in Pitt and bring in old Aaron, because Aaron in a book said that that Mike McCarthy really changed his career for the better.
Okay. Yeah, Arthur Smith goes to the Bears, and then McCarthy goes to the
Yeah, it would be the most
Steelers.
Bears shit ever. It'd be like, oh, we really like his mustache. Yeah, so we're all about guys with hot hair. So
Pass.
that makes him a better coach. Mustache, haircut, beard.
This was
Mustached.
more than a 14-point game, by the way. I know that it ended up a 14-point game, but the Ravens just took over and then just held the ball the rest of the game.
Derrick Henry may be the best thing to Lamar's career, maybe ever.
Yeah, Derrick Henry, good alert, guys. Derrick
Better
Henry,
than good. Great.
good at football.
Motherfucker
Great at
is an
football.
absolute freak. Okay, let's move on to
30-year-old halfback almost running for 200 yards in a game.
just like taking Minka Fitzpatrick by the face.
Yeah.
Being like, I played with you, boy. Whoop-a. And just smacked him. Just
see ya.
goodbye. Goodbye. You got a sound effect for that, Vince? Give me a sound effect.
Oh shit, I don't have like a
Derrick-
zoom.
Derrick Henry running down the field, Minka Fitzpatrick goes to tackle him. Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here.
That one.
Exactly.
This one's like a hey. Excuse me.
How you doing? Keep it moving. All right,
Pardon
there we go.
me.
All right, as we move forward and staying on the topic
Yeah.
of the AFC, the Broncos aren't it. And I think
The
we knew that,
Broncos and the
Vince-
Chargers are the same.
Yeah, they kind of are. Vince, go
Better-
ahead. Hate on Sean Payton. I know you want to, so just get it
No.
all out.
I can't.
Yeah,
The Bills
sure.
are very good. What I took from this game is that the Bills were supposed to be in a rebuilding year this year, and Josh Allen's that fucking good, and Joe Brady's that fucking good.
Joe Brady, next Bears head coach. You like that?
Very well could be.
You
Josh
like
Allen,
that?
Josh Allen's trying to convince the Bills to pay him so he doesn't go anywhere. No, the Broncos weren't supposed to be as good as they are this year. Obviously, they had a lot of issues against that Bills team. I think the Bills team's really good. I think this is the best the Bills have been in 2 or 3 years, and they're supposed to be worse than they've been in the last 7. So I'm not going to hate. I mean, Sean
wanna
Payton
know?
annoys me a lot, but fuck it, it's working, man. You know, I can hate a coach, and if it's working, I'll take him for us. Put him on the
Do
Bears.
you know
please.
that it's on the record that Sean Payton basically told his agent he wanted nothing to do with the Chicago Bears and the McCaskey family?
I believe it. Why would you want it?
He's from Chicago, man. You'd
I
think it'd
know,
be
but
the
why
opposite.
would you want to work with them?
Yeah, you got a point.
I don't blame anybody for not wanting to work with the McCaskies. It's like people aren't even anti-Bears; they're anti-them.
Yeah.
And I
Sell
would
the
be
team,
too.
George. Sell
Sell
team,
the
Jerry.
team.
Sell team, George. One starts with a J. JG, sell. All right.
Broncos ahead of schedule.
Yeah, Broncos, we kind of knew that was all going to happen. Game
Yeah.
started slow, though, and then Josh Allen woke up.
Yeah, and I was like, oh yeah, this is over. This isn't even a game.
OVA. Gotta love it. All right. The Eagles.
Yeah,
Oh, man, the Eagles. I love
Jordan
the
Love
Eagles.
sucks. Jordan Love sucks.
Jordan
dude.
Love. Jordan Love is not very
He's
good at football.
not good.
He is not good. He is suspect at best, especially in the playoffs. And boy, the Packers from the first kick, you were like, oh, they're
Oh
fucked.
God.
And it's like that Batman, that Lego Batman laughing. That
Yeah.
was me every quarter of that game.
I know.
I was just like, I was like, good. It sucks to suck, doesn't it? And Packer fans are crying.
They're a lot. Yeah.
That's helmet to helmet. That was pass interference.
I know.
That wasn't a fumble.
It was.
Shush.
It was
Shush.
so. It was
Just
over
stop.
before it started.
Stop saying words. You walked into Philly thinking you were something. I got news. You're nothing.
You're not.
You are nothing without number 12 at the helm, all right?
For
And as
sure.
much as you all hate to admit it,
Yeah.
fucking admit it. Admit it.
It's they went in. The thing is you can't blame their defense played decently well for what it was. Like Jalen Hurts didn't have a great game. He wasn't going crazy. Like defense contained him decent enough. Saquon's a very good running back. The Giants wish they
Saquon.
had him, I'm sure. Josh Jacobs played okay, but if you can't throw the ball, you can't run the ball. This is one of those games where most of the times you can blame it on multiple assets of the game, but Jordan Love was bad. Jordan Love was bad.
Jordan Love hood is fingy. 212 yards, 20 passes
Yeah.
for completions, 33 attempts, 3 interceptions. I love it. Woo!
You can reasonably blame the entire game on him, which is really unfortunate for him.
I fucking love it.
That
Good.
was
You guys
his
want to
fault.
talk shit about your years and years and years of generational quarterback talent? How about now?
Well, they have it on their team.
Who?
Malik Willis. He's the
Oh,
future.
Malik Willis.
He's
Malik
the
Willis would
future,
have won
dude.
this game.
He
For the
would've.
record, dead into the camera, Malik Willis wins this game for you.
Probably keeps it closer. Unfortunately,
Sucks
that
to
might be
suck,
the case,
doesn't it?
yeah.
You
Higher
have your
draft
own
pick, right?
Justin Fields that you should have started.
Wasn't
What's
Malik
that?
Willis a first-round draft pick or no?
No, he was a second rounder, I believe.
I thought he was like an
early
early first round.
Either that or the Titans took him in the second round or late
Oh,
first round.
third. I'm crazy.
Yeah,
it don't
Jordan
mind
Love
me.
is end of draft. That
End of first round.
end of first round, correct.
Yeah. Well, he's bad. Very cool. Very happy about that. Feel no remorse for that happening. Go Eagles. Go Birds.
Go Birds.
Called it?
Fuck, here we go.
Called it.
Son of a
I'm
bitch.
just gonna pull a mic real
Ah,
quick. I
son of a
fucking
bitch.
told you there was a chance.
Fuck.
And it was funny because I was just going back listening to see what picks we made, so I made sure I marked it down correctly, and I was like, oh. Because you're like, really? The Commanders? Rookie quarterback? The Bucs have been here before? I said, NFC South, kind of suspect. They kind of just walked into the playoffs because they're kind of suspect.
Hold on, before
Commanders?
we give up the fucking Packers thing, before we give that up,
Oh, yeah.
I'm wearing
you're-
green
you
to
don't
troll.
wanna-
I'm
you
wearing
don't
green to
wanna-
troll. All right. The only reason I didn't want the Commanders to win, I love the story. I love the rookie quarterback. I think Cliff Kingsbury, resident hot guy. I just didn't want more Caleb comparison.
That's what we were talking about last week, too.
Because
mostly,
I
yeah.
don't. I hope this is it for them. Like, all right, you did good, son. Good game.
It probably
Time to
won't be.
shut it down.
And if it's
Time
not,
to
then we're
shut-
fucked. Yeah.
And then I'm pissed because if this motherfucker makes it to a Super Bowl in
If
his
this
first
motherfucker
year,
beats the Lions, come
Ah.
on.
stop it. Stop it right now. Now, you got to give Dan Quinn, Cliff, their roses. The Bears
Well,
should
I
have
wasn't
did
even,
exactly
like-
this, but they didn't do it. And it was a close game. Baker didn't get some calls. There's no doubt about it.
Still, though.
I understand.
We do this thing with the NFC South, especially with the Bucks. It's a bad division.
We get a little small boy syndrome, and we like them. We're like tall girls who are into small boys.
Which
We get into Baker fever and parking behind cheesecake
it's
factories.
the same thing with
and
the
then-
AFC South until the Texans. Like
You didn't get that
a
pun?
team. I don't even hear what you said.
I said we get Baker fever and parking behind cheesecake factories.
What?
Oh, you don't know this? A bunch of women in Oklahoma basically came out and said that was his spot to get top.
That rocks. Good for him.
Okay, continue.
Yeah, it's like the Bucks make what is it, 6 years in a row or whatever?
We get
Tom Brady.
excited because we think it's going to be Tom
Well,
Brady.
I'm
but
also
Baker
saying
Mayfield
it's
is not Tom Brady.
The Bucks are beating the Saints, who sucked this year. They've beaten the Panthers, who until the end of the year sucked. Like, I get that they're 10-8. I get that they win their division, but the AFC East was harder than the fucking NFC South this year. Or NFC East versus the NFC South was harder.
Because of the Eagles, and I wish it was the Eagles and the Commanders playing each other because that would have been awesome. Awesome.
Yeah.
Competitive
But even so,
lore.
it's like Jaden was good, didn't make mistakes. He also ran the shit out of the ball. And the Buccaneers weren't required to be as good for them for making it, but like I said before, it's the Commanders are very talented. Zank and Gonzalez getting made fun of for having OCD. You see that this week?
Yeah, because he had to take his helmet off 3-4 times to adjust
Yeah,
his hair.
just
Okay,
to adjust
field
his
goal.
hair, and then
Which he
people were
almost missed.
I
For the
know.
record, this
But
game is
he has clinical OCD. Do you know that?
so does my best friend. Whatever.
He goes in on off switch every time he leaves his house and shit. And then
Oh God.
my thought process was, how the fuck did you become an NFL kicker if you have OCD? That's the worst. That's the worst job in the. It's like being a professional golfer. That's the worst job in the world for you.
Where's Jamel Hill when you need her? I mean,
Yeah.
she's got to race bait this fucking topic. Come
She'd
on.
be like, OCD. Ever had OCD and Ben Black? And you're like, that's not what we're talking about.
So, one of my best friends growing up, still to this day, friend of the show, friend of the pod, Ryan, aka Jake. OCDs could be if you went into his basement, which was like the hangout spot growing up, you had to close the door, and he had to take specific breaths. If you went over to his house and he saw you leave the bathroom, he would check the sink to make sure you washed your hands. Anytime he got to the bottom of the stairs, he would do a little tarantella. Oh, yeah, I've seen this firsthand. So it's not surprising. But his
No.
wife coming out being like, don't shame him. Shut up. Shut up. He makes
Well, no.
millions of dollars to kick a fucking football.
No, it was
okay?
more because like the shit he was getting was just like, why does he fucking care what he looks like all that much? I'm like, I think that was just his OCD twitch is what that was. Like, I don't know if he was like, my hair's all fucked up. He was kind of just like hair, helmet, hair, helmet, hair, helmet, go out kick.
Does he have to do it 3 or 4 times?
I think so. That's what
Gotta
it
do
was
it.
deduced down to at least.
Oh, man.
Whatever.
I
He almost missed it, but he made it. I just
How-
don't.
Now that people outed him for this, I would fuck with him.
Well, no,
would
he's
fuck with
had
him
he's
hardcore.
that's been I guess it's been a thing for years. People have known. He's like outwardly shared it.
I would be calling timeouts in the middle of his session. I
Well,
would be like,
what,
"Oh,
like
he's
icing
starting
him?
the thing. Timeout. He can't do the thing."
Oh, I see what you're saying. You're a bully,
Yeah.
dude. Just kidding. It worked. I mean, he made it.
Hey.
He almost missed it, but he made it.
They were a double doink away from happening to what the Bears had.
Well,
happen to
didn't
them,
the
which I was
Bucs
hoping.
guy-
I was like, come on, give him a double doink. I was like, motherfucker.
Didn't the
But they
Bucks
didn't.
kicker doink it?
Yeah, he
If
did.
I'm not mistaken.
He did.
Yeah.
Goes to show you, man.
so-
Kickers are everything, and it was a close game. Baker is quite literally though half of Tom.
Yeah,
in the
like
number
by height
department
and by ability.
and in the number, because Tom was
Yeah.
12 and Baker is
Short.
6. He's number 6.
Oh.
So let's get it. He's
I
literally
thought you
half
said
of
tall,
12.
not 12.
He's literally half of 12.
I know how math works. Yep. Got it.
Shut the fuck up, Vince. All right, let's talk about Sam D. Mike's
Go ahead.
homer. Love
Wait.
him.
Darnold or Goff?
Shut your mouth.
So Goff?
Shut your mouth.
Yeah?
Shut your mouth.
Who'd you rather have? I'd rather have Darnold, dude. He's gonna win this game, dude. I'd rather have him. All right. Go
Fuck
ahead.
you, Vince. Fuck
Go
you.
ahead,
It's
go
not
ahead.
funny. He's still good. All right.
Okay,
He just
all
had a
right.
bad 2-game stretch, and now he's not going to get paid.
Yeah, buddy.
The Rams beat the Vikings 27-9.
Beat the shit out of Sam Darnold too. That line sucked. He got no help.
They just sent the noise at him, and before you know it, boy oh boy, it was over. They're playing out here in the desert. Tickets sold out. 52,000 tickets sold out in like an hour. Kind of impressive. The Rams and Sean McVay got the best of O'Connell, a former assistant that won a Super Bowl on that team. And I think McVay's got his number. I hate to say it. I think he does. He knows he knows what he's going to do. He coached underneath him. He's like, yeah, we're going to go fuck him up.
Well, and their defensive line is young and good. He rebuilt that
Yeah.
a lot. After Aaron Donald left, it's like not even missing a step. 8
Well,
sacks. He sacked him
Jared
8 times.
Verse, man. Verse is just.
Yeah.
You think about this right now. Byron Young,
Yep.
Neville
They have
Gilmore,
Gallimore, yeah.
Kobe Turner,
Yep.
and then you have Jared Verse, who was a first-round draft pick who didn't even make that much of a difference in this game. It's all these guys that they take in the middle rounds that are just fucking dogs.
Yeah. No, I just
Byron.
they sacked
Byron
him
Young
fucking
was-
8 times. Like literally, Sam Darnold sees ghosts made a reprise in this game. Like, what are you supposed to do?
You gotta feel bad for the guy, but then again, do you? Because it's like, man,
No,
you could have figured it out. And
Hey,
Byron Young, Tennessee faithful.
you don't
orange and
feel
white,
bad
Tennessee
for
faithful.
Zane Gonzalez for having OCD, but you feel bad for Sam Darnold.
You can't feel bad for him. Sam
You
D over the
can't.
past 2 weeks just lost himself probably 50 mil.
No, they're franchise tagging him this year.
You think he goes back? And do you
He
think
has to.
that he goes back, and then do you think that JJ starts next year?
That's the hard decision. I don't see a world where the Vikings don't franchise tag him.
I agree.
JJ
I think
coming
he
off
knows
of
what
a
he's got.
year-long injury, like, make sure he can play before you get rid of the guy.
The only thing I'll say to JJ McCarthy is he better know that system like the back of his fucking
Has
hand.
to. You had a whole year, dude.
Yeah.
Matthew Stafford, still good.
Still good. All right. Was that intentional grounding or was that a fumble pick six? Because I feel like
That
or
was a fumble.
sixes. That looked like the most fumble
That was a
I've
fumble.
ever seen.
Yeah.
You had Troy Aikman going, well, that looks like intentional grounding. He literally like went like this.
Yeah, he kind of just dropped it. It was a fumble.
And he's trying to play it off. Great acting, by the way. And I think he got the best. It was like when Tom
That's a
Brady used
veteran.
to get
That's
every
veteran
call.
savvy, dude.
That's a veteran
savvy.
call. He's like,
Tuck-
no, I went like this.
Yeah, Tuck rule 2, bud.
It's like Vanilla Ice trying to describe the difference between the sample he stole from Queen and then Queen's original. It's
Yeah.
absolutely
It
fantastic.
was like dun
TV.
dun dun. Mine went dun 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 dun. Dun. It's different. You're like,
It's
"Fuck
totally.
idiot."
He goes that mine goes dun 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 dun. Dun.
Yeah,
like, so they're different.
it's
They're
way
different.
different. It's
Way different than intentional grounding or a fumble. Who
yeah,
knows?
that was a fumble. But that's why you have a veteran, because he knows how to play it off in situations like that.
Kyron Williams, can we say he's like modern day Maurice Jones-Drew?
He is.
Kyron Williams, first touchdown of the game, reception. And then not only that, Tyler Higbee, I feel bad for because he can't stay on the field. But when he's
You
on
ever
the
seen
field,
that guy on
dog.
Instagram that's like, my name's Jake blah blah blah. I'm running for president of the United States. Tyler Higbee is going to be my vice president. I went to high school with him. I'm looking for a woman to get pregnant. You ever see that guy on Instagram?
No, see, that's the type of fucking guy we need on this podcast. I want that guy
He's
on this
literally-
show right
Every
now.
single day in a different spot, he's like, my name's Jake blah blah blah. I'm running for president in 2032. Tyler Higbee will be my vice president. He does it every day.
All right, I want
I went to
him.
high school with him, and I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Bring me that guy. I want
Oh,
that guy. I get him on the show, Vince.
If I run
Do
into
whatever
him
you
again
have.
on Instagram, I will DM him. I will be DMing
All right,
him.
DM that guy.
Tyler
but either
Higbee
way,
will be my vice president.
Tyler Higbee for vice president all the way. The Rams are victorious. Mollywop the Vikings.
Yeah.
And I
What a
kind of feel
term.
bad that Justin Jefferson has to put up with the shitty quarterback play that he has to put up with.
Wow. Imagine if he had Jared Goff.
Oh, you mother. All right, let's make our picks,
I
shall we?
was so astounded by you saying that. That's why I brought it up. Because you're like, I'd rather have Sam. That was literally being like, give me Iguodala.
Fuck you, I knew you were going there.
Max
No.
Kellerman ass so hard, dude.
All right, it's the most Kellerman pick I've had. Maybe ever.
We take chances here. We have takes, bud. Come on now.
Sometimes you got to have some takes.
Facts.
I mean, Vince thought, Notre Dame last year was it, and they weren't. So,
When did I say that?
okay.
Sam Hartman was
President-
booty cheeks.
All right, let's continue. All right.
Handsome.
Yep. All right. Let's talk about the divisional rounds set to take stage this week. 4 teams
Yeah.
are about to go home sad. I believe I'm really happy we're getting rid of the fluff, and now we got some real football games to watch.
Facts.
Saturday, we got a couple different games. Let's start with the AFC, then work NFC, and we'll get out of here. All right. Texans at Chiefs. Vince, who you taking? Saturday, 3:30.
All right.
As I stated, Chiefs, home team, rarely lose at home. Texans motivated, potentially got some momentum. Upset at what happened at Tank Dell.
Spicy. Upset at the Tank Dell thing. The Chiefs are the fucking Chiefs. I was saying this before. Mike, do you think the Chiefs had a down year this year?
I think they had a very lucky year, and their offensive line is suspect at best.
But luck is winning in the NFL in a lot of ways.
Yeah, but luck can only last so long.
Unless you're the Kansas City Chiefs. It's like the
right.
Patriots. We
All
got
right.
another Patriots. I would like to see the Texans win this. There is a maybe 0.05% chance they can win this fucking game. The Chiefs have all of their weapons back. Kareem Hunt is a Pro Bowl running back out of nowhere. Travis Kelce figured it out, and their defense is one of the best in the league. I can't see them losing this game. Oh, yeah, and they also have Patrick fucking Mahomes.
Who named his kid Golden.
You can
By
name
the
him
way.
whatever you want. The
Do you know
last
his
name, no.
children's names are Silver, Tungsten,
Oh, like
and
heavy?
now
That'd be,
Golden.
dude. That'd be
No, they're
crazy.
all names of fucking precious
Metals.
metals. It's
I know
fucking
tungsten is
garbage.
the heaviest metal in the world.
Oh
Could you
God,
imagine if? Could you imagine if that's the fat kid? Oh my god,
you
dude!
imagine if one of our parents named us Tungsten, we would be in
I'd be
real
like,
fucking
I'd be like,
problems after kids got into science
unbelievably
class.
accurate, Mom. Yeah, Chiefs don't lose this game. They can't lose this game. It's impossible.
All right.
I want you to take the Texans, but they're not gonna win. They can't. It's the
No,
Chiefs.
just for the sake that we're being competitive and yeah. Chiefs are most likely going to win this game. I would like to see the Texans win though.
So you're gonna take the Texans, or you want the Chiefs?
Give me the Chiefs.
Yeah,
because,
they don't.
yeah,
They
I
don't lose. They can't
know.
lose.
Yeah. All right. Now, the Ravens play the Bills.
Best game.
Sunday night. It's a game. What do you got, Vince? What are you doing?
Looking at this game, that's the thing too. If the Chiefs just take care of the Texans and it's an easy game for them, and then the Bills and the Ravens just eat each other alive, then it sets the Chiefs up for like a battle against a team that already went through a fucking battle the week before. So it's like, I don't know who's going to win this game. My heart of hearts says the Baltimore Ravens are going to win this. But the Bills are also good, though.
I know, and it's a tough one for me to pick too, but early predictions, I chose an all-birds Super Bowl.
Yeah.
So I have to stay with the Birds,
Yeah.
and I'm sticking with the Birds.
You're taking the Ravens?
I think if it's a pick 'em, take the other
Yeah.
one, and we'll see
Well,
what happens.
we both have the Lions and the Ravens in the Super Bowl, so technically all of my teams are still alive. Yours are all alive too, except for the San Francisco 49ers.
Yeah.
So Ravens, both sides here, we agree. What a game, though.
All right.
So exciting.
What a game. It's going to be a sick game. All right. Let's go to the NFC. Saturday, Commies face off against the Lions. Rookie QB, Vince is king, Jared Goff.
Nope,
Amon-Ra
just
St.
better
Brown.
than Sam Darnold.
Amon-Ra coming out saying he's upset that the guy playing on the Commanders was taken in front of him in the draft, and he's got something
He needs
to prove.
to get the fuck over that. I'm so
He's
sick
an
of that.
absolute psychopath.
He's been doing that for years, though. It's like you're already proven, like, you can keep saying that, like, if that's cool motivation for you, but I'm so sick of that. Like, okay, we get it. You know, everybody drafted before you. Okay. That was a different GM. It was a different owner.
Some real psychopath shit. I digress.
Yeah.
Lions or the Commies, Vince? Who you got?
The Lions are winning this game. The Lions need to win this. The Lions have been on a tear for this. The Commanders, good for you. You got very far. The Lions lose this game, then it's immediate fraud watch. Dan Campbell, what are you doing? Uh-oh.
Ben Johnson.
Give me him
It's going to
still.
do what Ben Johnson does.
The Detroit
I agree.
Lions win this game, dude.
Give me the Lions as well. I think Dan Campbell goes out there, does what he needs to do. Doesn't care if you got one asshole or three toes. He will beat your ass.
He's going to bite your kneecaps off.
All right. Final game, NFC. Rams at Eagles in Philly, city of brotherly love. Vince, who you taking?
The link is going to be so loud in this game. Saquon's very good. The Rams, very fun. It's been fun. The best way to neutralize a really good defensive line is to have one of the best offensive lines in the entire fucking NFL, and that's what the Eagles have. Jalen Hurts back from concussion protocol a couple weeks now. Eagles winning this game. They're going to win this game.
Yeah, give me the Eagles as well. Not a lot of differences here. Kind of both picking the same.
We took the same shit.
We have consolidated it down. Last week, the only thing that we were different on was literally the Bucks and Commies, and Vince took that. So
worked out. Now, question, not a pick, but upset alert. Let's take the Ravens and the Bills out of here because that's a toss up. Which of the Texans, Chiefs, Commanders, Lions, Rams, Eagles, which one is the most likely upset?
The most likely upset in my eyes would be the Rams, just because they're coached so well. Matt Stafford has been here and done it. It's a difficult road, but it's a road, and he is playing his ass off, and he's healthy. That team's fully healthy. Defensively, they've been good. I could see the Rams being that team. Now, on the AFC, I'm still thinking the Texans have a chance. I'm not writing them off. They have a chance. They're here for a reason. It just playing at Arrowhead's one of the most difficult things to do, let alone winning at Arrowhead.
Playing at Arrowhead against the Chiefs, Andy Reid, with Mahomes, with that defense, it's like, I want to see it happen. I know what you're saying. It's just, I'm past the point now of taking any team against them. I will take the Chiefs until I'm wrong.
Who's your upset alert? Is it the Rams?
It's the Rams. Yeah, because it's like
Not the
like you said,
commies whatsoever. You don't think the
No.
commies have any
the
chance?
Lions have so much to prove, and the commies have a firework up their ass, and they're just flying around. Hopefully, it doesn't go out at any time.
Yeah.
The Rams are like Stafford last hurrah kind of deal. Doesn't have many years left in him. Sean McVay won a Super Bowl already. Sean McVay's trying to solidify himself. People kind of wrote him off a little bit now because it's like team is spent all their money and don't have any draft picks, and they're still good. So
What is so incredibly interesting to me about the Commanders, though, is how, from a coaching perspective, how awkwardly similar they are. Dan Quinn, defensive guy. Dan Campbell, former tight end assistant,
yeah,
kind of leans two ways. Hot shot coordinators, Cliff Kingsbury, Ben Johnson.
well, Dan
both-
Campbell gives defensive guy energy.
Yes,
He's not a
he
defensive
does.
guy, but he gives defensive
But
guy
he
energy.
gives it.
Yeah.
Dan Quinn's most notably a defensive mastermind.
Yeah.
It's going to be one of these situations where it might be closer than one would think,
Could be.
because Dan Quinn's a great preparer for the defensive side of the ball. Now, Ben Johnson's going to pull everything out of his bag of tricks that he can find.
Zadarius
his
Smith's
bag.
been dogging too.
Zadarius Smith has been dogging. To think that they're doing this without their best defensive talent and
Yeah.
defensive line talent, and Aiden Hutchinson, it's insane.
Jack Campbell. Yeah, the Lions got something special going on. I'd like to see them keep going.
Do you realize that the draft picks traded for Matt Stafford from the Rams have turned in to Jared Goff, Jack Campbell, Sam Laporta, Jahmyr Gibbs? The
Yeah.
list just is like this long.
Yeah, no, they did
It's-
right. What's the name of the Lions GM?
I don't know.
Me
Good
either.
question.
We should start thinking about him a little bit more.
Yeah, well,
What is
him
it?
and Dan Campbell are kind of attached at the hip. Here's the list. I
Brad
screenshotted it.
Holmes. Brad
There it
Holmes.
is. There it is. I'm not a big GM guy, but they won this trade.
No, they
I mean,
didn't.
granted, they don't have a Super Bowl yet.
Yeah,
so I
like
guess
they
that's
did it
kind of
until
the
they won a
balance.
Super Bowl. They didn't win it.
But seriously, think about this. The Lions received, for trading away Matt Stafford to the Rams, when it's all said and done, Jared Goff, Jahmyr Gibbs, Sam Laporta, Jamison Williams, Iftu Malafanu, Broderick Martin, Josh Paschal.
Yeah. I mean, it was a good trade for both teams.
Complete rebuild.
Amazingly well
franchise.
done. Amazingly well done. Now,
Similar to the Bears leveraging the first pick overall.
yeah, they still didn't win the trade, though. Until they win a Super Bowl, the Rams won it.
Yeah. You make a point. You make a point.
Flags fly
I just-
forever.
Flags
I know what you're
fly
saying, though.
forever. We would not know about that in our lifetime, but one day
Nope.
Caleb will bring us to the mountaintop.
I hope
And
so.
who may lead him to the mountaintop but one portly gentleman who used to coach for the most opposing team that we hate the most,
Yep.
the Packers, may come in here, and one Mike won a Super Bowl in that town, and another
Okay.
Mike might do it again. So it's gonna happen. It's fucking
I
happening.
know it probably will. I just don't want it to happen.
The Bears will announce it by next week at this time. By the next time you hear us on this podcast, you will hear announced the Bears have decided to hire Mike McCarthy as the next head coach. And you will see Kevin Warren and George McCaskey out there fucking smiling from ear to
Sitting
ear.
on his
being
lap like Santa Claus with his big portly belly. And you'll also see
Either
that Notre
that
Dame won
or-
the national championship. I want to make that clear.
Yes, we will also be doing that. So be
Let's
sure
go.
you're back next week. And if you haven't yet, just follow it, right?
Do it, dude.
Subscribe, hit that bell in and over there, wherever Vince is. It's to the bottom.
Ding.
It's to the bottom of his right. So
There or
definitely
down there,
touch
depending
his
on where you
dingling
are. Yeah.
and subscribe. And before you do that, share it to a friend. share it to a nephew if they're of age, right? Because he's probably into some of this shit, right?
Yeah.
If you got a niece who's of age and wants to hear two dumb idiots talk about sports too, maybe she's
Yeah.
into the footballs as well. It's the year of the nephews because we're uncles on this podcast as well, so we relate to the uncles. As always, we appreciate you being here.
If you're an idiot and you got to take,
Call the number.
call that number right here, right? It's right there? Yeah, it's
call
right
the
there.
number. Call the number.
312-725-2107. Call it, clowns.
Call it. And then, as
Clowns.
always, we'll see you next week.
Peace.
Talking Tales with Mike and Vince. Oh, you know. Jazzy beats while we dispense. Yeah, you know.